Hello there, everyone. Let me put on some music. Well, as you can see, this isn't me in front of the camera because before the stream even started, I have been usurped by a cat that is currently trying to get into my bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Say hi to Camus, everyone. There we go. Yeah. Thank you very much. You want to go? Please? Yep. Okay. I will stand over here for a moment while you... Well, you can't sleep there. That's a given. I need that seat. Excuse me. Hi. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Who we got here? Pokraj Roy. I missed your streams. Ah. Did you used to watch me on Twitch by any chance? Because like I said, we're on YouTube now, as you can tell. Glamorous world of YouTube. How's my favorite sad boy doing? Pretty well. Although, funnily enough, this one has caused some issues today. I'll talk about that in a second. Last time I missed your Halloween streams. Well, funny you say that, because today the chocolate cheese or cheesecake chocolate brownies, however you want to put it, that's what I made on a Halloween stream, and it turned out not so great because I used a shitty recipe. Am I allowed to swear on YouTube? Like, does it affect my monetization? Do I need to watch myself? But yeah, last time I made cheesecake brownies on stream, it did not turn out well. I may or may not have set a fire. I don't want to blame myself, but you know, it may or may not have been my fault. So this today is kind of a redemption on that one, because this recipe is way, way better. I've made it already. Birdie, hello, how are you doing? Nice to have you here, migrating. Remy, nice to have you here as well. I didn't realize you were unable to use Twitch, but yeah, I'm glad to have you here. The starfish face and their viewers just joined. Star, you are a star. Thank you very much. If you're all wondering why I'm sat, the cat that's stolen my seat here. Yeah, you. But nice to have you here, Remy. Someone who can finally get my jokes, even though they're still bad. Rowan Ellis, hello. Having a rough one, and I'm looking forward to a chill baking stream. Cheesecake brownies sound amazing. They are amazing. Sorry to you having a rough one. We'll try and keep this as relaxed as possible. I'll try and mitigate the stress of baking. Because baking doesn't have to be stressful, you know? Where's your profile picture one of a dog? Who is the dog? Honestly, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna have to take you off. I'm so sorry. Don't go limp. I know your strategy. There you go. Take care. Stay off the internet. Okay. Yeah, thank you for joining, Star and everyone else. I appreciate it. Really, I do, because it's my first stream, and I want this to be relatively successful. So if you stick around, we'll get baking as soon as possible. Is that still a bad angle? It's still a bad angle. There we go. Center frame, rule of thirds, all that crap. Okay. But yeah, the dog is literally just a avatar that I found years ago. I used it on my like Steam and everywhere else, and I just liked it because it was cute, and I kind of stuck with it. And I've wanted to change my YouTube avatar numerous times now to fit in with the whole branding thing. But every single time when I've tried it, people have complained, where's the dog? So I've just stuck with it for now. Maybe I'll get like a nice illustrated version of it one day, just to make it pop a little bit. Catherine Pandel, hello. Nice to have you here as well, my dear patron. And yes, if any of you are my patrons, thank you very much for your support over this time. It's been very, very, very helpful. Jacorn, hello, how are you? My dear moderator. Sounds better, but it's inconsistent. Is it, yeah. If there is any technical issues, let me know. The mic is glitching badly. Is it like, peaking a little bit? So I have a bunch of cables reaching from my PC over there to here, it's kind of awful, to be honest, because they're all very stretched out. I need to look out for the cables twitching every now and then. And I need to look out for my cat as well, because we had to take him to the vet this morning because my cat has asthma. He has a condition that I can't remember, but it's basically like an enlarged heart and something else. A bum liver now, which we gave him antibiotics for. This morning, woke up and yeah, he just wasn't feeling great. He had like rapid breathing. He didn't really want to eat, so we took him to the vet. Everything seems fine, luckily, but we'll see how it goes. I gotta keep one eye on him as I'm doing this because my wife is out at physiotherapy right now. You seem chill. I try my best. I'm actually a ball of anxiety on the inside. Like, I took a Klonopin before I started doing this just to, you know, maintain the chill. But yeah, I at least fake it till I make it, you know? Or I'm generally generally quite chill. I just can't talk. Zoe B, hello, how are you doing? Famous YouTuber and celebrity Zoe B is on my stream. How wonderful. How's your day going, Zoe? Laporian Industries, thank you very much for the donation. Yes, donations are very welcome. It does help a lot. You know, YouTube videos ain't free, so it does really help me. Thank you very much. Zoe, yeah. Thank you. Celebrity Zoe B, thank you very much for your donation. An offering to the baking gods, indeed. Let's do this. Okay, Sumi, hello. Dear Sumi, who has been a supporter on Twitch for a good while now, donated numerous subscriptions to many of my viewers. Wonderful, Sumi. How are you doing today? Hope you do better at YouTube. Fucking hope so. I need to Google whether I can swear much on this, because I can't help myself. You can do the Karashu, my dear graphics guy. How are you doing? Nice to see you here as well. Infamous YouTuber. What's my Camus is trying to he's trying to get in some boxes that are over there. This is Celebrity Bake Off. I would love to be on Celebrity Bake Off. I've been watching right now in the UK. There is Celebrity Stand Up to Cancer Bake Off, which just brings on like a bunch of B-tier celebrity people to bake shit. Most of them don't really take it seriously or anything, but some of them do. But it's really fun. I have to pirate it to watch it though. Alright. Oh, 1 second. I'm going to step away just so I can turn on the AC a little bit because I am boiling. There we go. Alright. Tea. That's very hot. I should have grabbed the handle. Okay. Petition to see Salari on Celebrity Bake Off. I'd like to be on regular Bake Off. In fact, they have had YouTubers on Celebrity Bake Off. And not to put down my own profession, but whenever I do see that, I'm like, really? YouTubers? The best you could get? And no offense to any other YouTubers here or anything, but yeah. If you like, you can afford to turn up your music a little. Yeah, so what I was trying to do with the music, let me step over there for a second. What I was trying to do with the music was I had it set before so that the music would dip whenever I talked, but it seemed a little bit severe. So trying to find the right balance right now. But yeah, like I said, if there is any technical stuff that I need adjusting, please let me know. But what I will do right now is go through the ingredients. Like I said, we are making cheesecake brownies. This recipe will take about about an hour to make, so probably longer since, you know, I get distracted easily. Jared Sade Water or Sade Water, I hope you're having a great day at $50. Thank you very much. It's really nice of you. Oh my god. That is genuinely nice. Thank you. Well, I mean, all your donations are genuinely, but that is particularly nice. Thank you so much. Like I said, we had to take the cat to the vet this morning, came back with a $400 bill. I had to take him the other day, which was also close to $300 as well. So we have expenditures this month, to say the least. And a lease renewal too, which is great. Ended up negotiating them down a little bit. They gave me like an $11 a month discount. I was like, wow, so generous. really enjoy the half a coffee I can buy with that. But yeah, Jared, thank you. Really, that does help a lot. Off to a good start. This is a great start. This is a better start than I could possibly ask for. Because like on Twitch, I would average about like 12-ish viewers. And I know a lot of the times, like it's difficult to convince people, when your main platform is YouTube and you're trying to convince people to like go elsewhere, it's really difficult to do so. A lot of people don't want to set up accounts elsewhere or all that kind of stuff. A lot of people just don't watch Twitch. So it's understandable. So I figured, yeah, why not? Give it a try here. I'm not having pets in the Western world. Do you have a Venmo? I do, but it's, tell you what, if you have PayPal, I do have that, but I can't remember the URL for it. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Twitch, generally bad, awful platform. It is. It took me way too long to learn that. Oh well, live and learn. Okay, so cheesecake brownies. Got my recipe here. Got my notes written on it too. I need to make some tweaks from last time. So first of all, we'll be starting with the brownie base. What this recipe involves is that we've got a cup of butter, which we will be melting down. 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips right here, which good. My wife hasn't been nibbling at. 3/4 cups of cocoa powder. Luckily, we don't have to sift that because I hate sifting. 200 grams, and by the way, this is metric. I don't fuck around with cups, spoon. Well, I do spoons for certain things, but I don't mess around with cups. Cups are inaccurate. Don't use cups for baking or cooking. 2 eggs at room temperature, 1 yolk, a little bit of coffee in there, and I'll explain why later on, although the people that watch my cheesecake stream will know why. Vanilla extracts, because vanilla extracts basically in everything that you bake. All-purpose flour, salt, water, got some cream cheese here, 2 bricks of it, or 16 ounces, 454 grams. About 120 grams of sugar, this conversion's wrong. More vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and 2 eggs. Simple. And I need to get my tin out for this as well. That is a pie tin. Sorry for any clanging noises or anything. I know it doesn't exactly fit with a chill vibe, but you know, it's a must. So yeah, it'll all go inside this, of course. I need a drink. Okay. So for starters, what we're going to do is melt this butter down completely. And then what we will do is pour it over some chocolate chips. In the meantime, I will try and read over your messages as I'm going along with this. So please be patient, that's all I ask. And let's do this first. Boo Twitch, boo, boo indeed. I'm sorry about your cat, I know that struggle and hope it gets better. I think he will do. The funny thing is, they did scans on him, they gave him an ultrasound and an x-ray, and it turns out the size of his heart has actually gone down, which the vet was kind of stumped by. His liver seemed okay. Yeah, like it might have just been like an asthma attack, because like I said, my cat is asthmatic, so you know, gotta live with that stuff. We're giving him inhaler every single day. Oh yeah, one other new thing compared to my old stream, I now have, if it works, an overhead camera. Hello. Like I said, I've got a shitload of cables set up here, and yeah, that is not what's happening. Why is it freeze framed on an old picture of it? There's some cream eggs that my wife bought and my cat's inhaler. 1 second, let me resolve that. Yeah, that's just an alternate timeline camera that's set up somewhere. Okay, 1 moment. Did not expect that. Thank God there's nothing embarrassing there. Not that I have anything, you know, to be embarrassed about. There we go. A little bit off angle, 1 second. This is on the cheapest tripod imaginable. There we go, stay. Ugh. I shouldn't have cheaped out. Okay, yeah. You know what? That'll do. Oh my god, it won't stay still on top of the shoe. Or whatever they call it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll live. Alright. Okay. Welcome to Cool People. Well, Sumi, thank you very much. You become I think you're my first member. No one really uses memberships on YouTube, but if you do want to become a member, you do get access to the emotes that I have on there. I had some emotes made, which I was using on Twitch, but now they are here. I really need to get my angle right. Ron, hello. Dear Ron, whom I do the D&D with. How are you doing? I need to listen to your podcast. And I need to listen to your podcast too, Sumi. Yes, Ron, Star, Sumi, Zoe B, go follow them. They make really great content. Okay, so first of all, gotta melt the butter. We're gonna do this for 30-second bursts at half power. Yeah, so as a rule of thumb when it comes to melting butter, one, if you can, do it in a double boiler, which basically just means you get a small pot, you put a baking dish like that, or baking bowl on top of it, put a bit of water in the pot, and then you heat it up to melt it slowly. I'm doing it in a microwave because I was strapped on time. But as anyone who will tell you who bakes, that didn't make sense. As anyone who bakes will tell you, it is pretty dangerous, or it can be dangerous, to melt butter in a microwave because that shit will pop. That didn't work. Alright, bear with me. Shouldn't take long. Am I really the first member? I think I have a couple other members. But yeah, YouTube doesn't do a great job of letting people know, or letting creators know when they have members. But I went out of my way to make sure that members get benefits since I have migrated to here now. Okay, that's on its way. 30 more seconds. Megaron TV, Ron Tanamo Bay. Thank you very much for becoming a member, Ron. Yes, thank you very much. Cool People. One day I'll come up with a better name than Cool People. Enjoy the emotes. I was strapped on time. Yeah, I don't know English. Yes, there's all the emotes. The fine array of emotes. There is my cats, and there is my Final Fantasy XIV character, not just a random cat girl. That was the idea of the person who made those emotes for me. And what was this? Okay, I'm gonna give it 15 more seconds. So I want it to be quite hot, so it can assist in the melting of the chips. In the meantime, I need... where to put my recipe? Oh boy. I heard a bang inside of the microwave. That's when you need to stop heating up the butter. Okay. So, no, I take back what I said. This one doesn't have a... I should look while cutting. This one doesn't have a gram measurement on it, so I'm going to be a complete hypocrite and use cups to measure these chips. First of all, this partially used bag. So yeah, 1.5 cups of chips. And I'm using these adorable cat cups. You know, with this one, the chips, you don't really need to be too accurate. You know, if you put a bit more in there, you will get a fudgier brownie. We're using regular cocoa here today, which, if you're unaware, there are 2 types of cocos available. There is just regular cocoa, which is what you'll find at pretty much any supermarket shelf, and I'll do 275 grams, noted. Yeah, there is regular cocoa, and there is Dutch process cocoa, which basically is just regular cocoa, except they treat it so that the alkaline is removed from it. Now, generally, you want to use Dutch process because it is able to absorb fats quicker and easily compared to regular cocoa. So it's very popular in usage in brownies, because brownies don't use a leavening agent like baking soda, baking powder. The closest that it's got is some egg inside of it. This will have 2 eggs. This will have 2 eggs and 1 yolk. So that's all the leavening agent. But we don't need Dutch process for this one because it will already be very fudgy. Bet you didn't expect any lessons coming here, did you? Okay. Here's the butter, or as my people say, butter. I would know as a cool person. You are a cool person now, yeah. I know this channel called Tasty that used a lot of Dutch processed cocoa. Yeah, it has its uses, but it is especially useful in brownies because you can have, you know, cakey brownies, but they're not as good. Oh, let's try the overhead, assuming it's not frozen in time. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. You know, out of context, like if this wasn't a baking stream, this would just look like me making a horribly unhealthy snack. So this is what I usually have for breakfast. A big bowl of chocolate chips with melted butter on it. It's my carbs for the day. Also, just as a heads up, I generally, for those of you unaware, I generally try and stay clean. Or I try to keep a clean kitchen as I'm baking. So if I do stop for a moment to clean something, you know, that's why. The more you clean as you go along, the less stressful it is later on. It would be way worse if it were me making this dish. New angle for melted butter. Yeah, they really do pronounce it butter where I'm from. I'm not kidding. Or some bread and butter. Okay, we'll let that sit there for a moment, just so it can melt a little bit, because all of these chips are going to be completely melted down. So we're going to be making what will look like chocolate soup, essentially. Will you be dropping the recipe? Yes, I will drop the recipe. I will put it in the Discord, but in the meantime, if you do want to look it up, this is a recipe taken from Preppy Kitchen by John Cannell, who is, like, if you are interested in baking, I cannot recommend his stuff enough. I've never had a bad recipe from him. Everything's been amazing. And he uses metric too, because he is a believer in using metric over cups and stuff. I try to stay clean, and I was thinking of something else. Well, I try to stay clean in that respect too. Clean body, clean mind, clean kitchen. Also, that's a great way to be about it, because I always leave dishes for later and I always regret it. Yeah, that's the thing, you know, you want to be able to enjoy it all when it's ready, as opposed to have a look around and see what a disaster your kitchen is. When I do it on stream, I'm a little bit more free about it, but when I do it in person, like when I just do it for my own satisfaction, away from a camera, I'm way more anal about keeping things just completely clean. Metrics versus Imperial, absolutely, yes, fuck Imperial. I love the idea of chocolate soup. Well, the French do a, they do a hot chocolate, which is I can't remember what it's called, but it is like a breakfast thing that they have. It is a very thick hot chocolate, and it's like a small bowl of it made from cream and hot chocolate. Usually they'll dip bread inside of it as well. I've tried it before, it is wonderful, but that's probably your closest approximation to chocolate soup. By the way, do you follow Vaughan Vreeland from NYT Cooking? I have had a bit of a shaky history with New York Times recipes. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. So I tend to stick with what I've had the most consistent successes with. But saying that, they do have one of the best chocolate tart recipes that I've ever tried. It's very simple, uses like graham crackers as a base, a nice creamy tart filling with like a glaze on the top of it. So good. It's one of my chocolate tart. I will make that on stream one day. It is one of my favorite bakes by far. It's so good. I have a bunch of dishes to do, but I have to wait until my partner is awake. You know, funnily enough, like because we live in a small apartment, there's so many times where the dishwasher needs emptying. Like I'll run it at night and I can't empty it though because my wife's asleep. I've tried doing it stealthily before, but you know, end up kind of feeling like a bull in a china shop. Let's do the overhead again. Ooh. Yeah, so we're just gonna mix it all in here. Probably gonna have to blast it in the microwave a little bit just because it's not hot enough to bring it down to that soupy consistency. Sumi gifted 5. Sumi, you are too kind. You are one of the kindest people I know. I really do mean that as well. Thank you so much. And enjoy the memberships, those of you who have just been newly crowned. Enjoy the emotes and what other of the benefits may come with. Thank you, Sumi. 1 second. This is not an Imperial measurement save space. It isn't. You will be ejected if you use any of that nonsense in my presence. I'm kidding. You can if you want to. Yes, let's see. Baked potato, bad latency, local, and Michael all got memberships. Good for you. Enjoy. As a team, my sister's room was right underneath the kitchen, so we could only run/empty the dishwasher during the day. Yeah, when you live in a small place, running the dishwasher is awful just because it drowns out all the other sounds. So like if you want to watch something on TV or something, then yeah. That's why I run it at night, because usually when it is nighttime, I will just pass the hours away, because my wife goes to sleep pretty early. So I'll usually just while the hours away while wearing noise-cancelling headphones, so it's not too bad there. Alright, I'm gonna blast this for 30 seconds, why not? As a teen, my sister's room... Oh, I just read that, sorry. Salari, is this the same recipe you made for Halloween that you tried to dye orange? No, this is a different recipe. The other recipe, like, confession time, what I did with that recipe is that I looked around. I was kind of in a pinch when it came to time, so I ended up looking around just like Halloween recipes, something that was relatively quick to do on stream. And so I saw that one and I thought, brownies, you know, and it's got that orangey Halloween color to it. So, but I hadn't ever used the site before for recipes. I looked at the recipe and saw that it had baking soda in it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, brownies don't use leavening agent, or at least the fudgy brownies don't use it. There also wasn't a lot of cocoa as well, and you do want a good amount of cocoa for good brownies. So I gave it a shot anyway. I figured why not, you know, could be all right. And yes, it was garbage. It was the least impressive, least flavorful brownies I've ever had. And I'm not just putting myself down there, by the way. They were genuinely not very good. Even my wife, who usually is someone that, you know, gives me a bit of praise even if I do mess up a bake, she just told me straight up, like, yeah, they're not good. But she ate them anyway. See, look at this lovely consistency here. Oh! Breakfast in a bowl. Just making sure there's no lumps inside of it. Just like with anything else in life, you don't really want to find lumps. And just making sure it's good and mixed. Because, you know, if you mix it in butter with something, you can find some sort of fat pockets in there. and that can make it end up feeling a bit streaky. Okay, that's good and smooth. I secretly gather more and more subscribed members for Salari so I can ask for cute cat videos for members. I'm onto you now. But I don't mind that at all. It's been a while since I've posted cat pics, actually. Although at the very beginning of the stream, some of you will have seen that Camus ended up taking my seat from me. Welcome. I need some long USB cables or something. My husband and I both work from home in a one-bedroom apartment. It's a challenge frequently. It is, yeah. And, you know, filming videos and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not keen on my lighting, but at the same time, it's really hard to set up good lighting because I don't really have much space to do so. We were going to move into another apartment a couple of years back, and that had like a separate room which I could have used as a studio. But the apartment complex tried to mess around with us. First of all, when it came to the application fee, they charged an extortionate $150 per person to apply for it. Now, I looked it up. The average in North Carolina, in Charlotte, is like $30 to $50, and that's for one person just applying for it. So, you know, we ate that cost and we were just like, oh, fuck it, like, you know, it is what it is. So we applied, ended up getting approved, but we got a provisional approval. Now, they got back to me saying that you're approved, but there is something in my credit history which gives them cause for concern. Now, to be clear, this isn't me bragging. I have a perfect credit score. Like, I'm 800 plus. Which, if you know about credit, that is amazing. I can get approved for a rocket ship if I want to. But, and not like I could afford it, but no one can. Why would I even say that? But yeah, the reason why I had a note on my credit file was because about 3 or 4 years prior, I was a victim of identity theft. It luckily didn't go very far. Like, they ended up finding out some details, but they didn't make use of it. I acted quickly. So, you know, if you ever deal with identity theft or card theft or whatever, act as quickly as possible. But they put the note on my file anyway because they said, oh, we have to, you know, just let people know that it happened. But because of that, they turned around and said, since you have this mark on your file, you're going to have to pay us $500, $350, $300 was for the application set. They said you have to pay us $500 because of this mark on your file. Now, if you think about it, that's bribery, basically. That's like, if you give us a bribe, we'll look past this and we'll let you stay here, which I feel like that should be illegal, but it's America, so fuck it, right? But yeah, I was like, you're asking me $500. What does this $500 go towards? Admin. You know, every company loves saying like it's an admin fee because they don't want to explain exactly what it goes into. But admin my ass, like that was a bribe, no matter which way you put it. So we ended up thinking like, you know, we lost $300 on the application thing. Called them up and said, nah, screw that, we're not moving there. If you're going to pull that kind of shit with us for something like this, then I don't want to spend any time there or see what else you're capable of. Bullshit. Anyway, I should probably bake. All right. So we're going to put in the cocoa powder and the salt. So cocoa powder, we need... Where are my measurements gone? Okay, cocoa powder. Okay, need 110 grams of cocoa powder into this. Is that music okay? Because it sounds like it's getting a bit louder. Petition to see Salari gifted a rocket ship. I'll take it, you know. I'll sell it to those jag-offs at SpaceX. Make some money off of it. makes me think of that lady that left her home for 1 month. People broke in and claimed that they live there. Now she's arrested for wanting her own home back. Oh yeah, that's like a squatter's rights kind of thing. I know that in... Oh, this is too heavy for the weighing scale, so let me get a separate thing to weigh it in. I know that in California they have some pretty strong squatters' rights over there, which, you know, given how much it can cost to live there, I'm not surprised people are making use of that. Let's see, 110 grams. Ooh. Come on. Alright, well this is going to fill up this entire ramekin. Alright, so... I'm not going to fill this up any further. So, 65. Then I need to add 55? Is that right? No. 45. If I have 65 grams, how much do I need to make it 110 grams? I'm pretty sure it's 45, but in situations like this, my mind blanks because, yeah. Ramekin sounds like one of the most pleasing words to me. It is a pleasing word, yeah. Kind of sounds like a weapon. Alright, I need to... Let's see, it's 45, right? I'm not being dumb. Yes, it's 45, yeah. I'm confident there is 45. I hope I have 45 left. Alright, well I don't have 45 left. I have 35 left. So... Alright, I'm going to cheat a little here. I do have some Dutch processed cocoa, thankfully. So 10 grams are going to be Dutch processed. It shouldn't affect the consistency really, since it's such a small amount. This is Dutch processed. It looks identical. This one's a little darker, just because it's a different brand. Don't tell anyone. Okay. And I'm going to use 5 extra grams with it because generally you need more Dutch process compared to regular cocoa. In you go. There's a lot of cocoa in there. Okay. Oh yeah, another thing as well. Don't mix your goods on top of a weighing scale. They can mess with the accuracy of it. Let's give this a rinse. And I'm going to get out a whisk. Or a whisk, if you're so inclined. Okay. Oh my god, it's cheating. It's fine. Or was it a Bob Ross? He said like, that'll be our little secret. Thank God Bob Ross never got Me Too'd, otherwise that statement right there wouldn't have aged very well at all. A little bit dark as a joke. That chair looks so comfy. It's okay. It's comfortable enough for the cats, let me put it that way. But you know, it's a nice... We got this like at a second-hand shop actually. So it was fairly cheap. Got a pair of them. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up. Do overhead again. Yeah. And what else do I need to include? Cocoa powder and salt. I need 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm not going to get out the spoon. I know how to eyeball this now. I've been around the block. Okay. No. But there we go. I like a good amount of saltiness to a brownie. It gives a really nice contrast to it, especially since they're so fudgy. Okay, you have to give it a good mix because there is a good amount of fat inside of cocoa, and as such, it is very hydrophobic. Which is kind of silly, really, because, you know, it's 2024, like, get over it, Coco. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have any bits of cocoa inside of there. But if you do have one or two, it's not the end of the world. It's a little bit of a workout, and this isn't the best whisk in the world. One metric teaspoon. That's metric for me. I just eyeball it. I eyeball salt and a teaspoon of vanilla. Plus, you know, it can be up to your own discretion, like how much you like, how much you don't like, and it's the things that you can admit to. I actually got myself chalky milk. Now I can taste the stream. Fuck, I love chocolate milk. It's one of my guilty pleasure drinks. In fact, there's a supermarket chain here, Harris Teeter, which they do some amazing chocolate milk there. It's been a while since I've had it, but yeah, goddamn, it's good. Salt is one of the most underrated ingredients, especially in chocolate desserts. Absolutely, yes. In fact, you can put a bit of salt inside of chocolate milk, and it doesn't sound great on paper, but it really enhances the chocolate flavor in it. Okay, this is looking good and silky. It's good to you? It looks good. Hydrophobia in 2024? Cringe, absolutely. All ingredients should mingle equally with each other. I'm calling it now. There's one cool dark velvety mix. That's how you know when it's right. It gives you that nice velvety appearance to it. Harris Teeter is the Kroger of the South. Literally, they're owned by the same people. That is true, yeah, because I order my groceries there weekly. I order for pickup, since technically, and this could be a bit of a, you know, pro tip for you all, ordering your goods at a supermarket for pickup is much better than going in store to get it. Reason being is that it can save you money, because instead of going around and looking at impulse purchases, you buy exactly what you need and that's it. You can look at the sales as well if you want to, but you know, it's not like the kind of situation where you go to the checkout and suddenly you find yourself buying a king-size Snickers or something like that. I just need that whisk to be clean as possible because I'm going to be reusing it. But yes, here is our chocolate mix. We'll be adding more in a second. What time is it right now? 2:53. Okay. Someone clipped Salari saying silky, it's got potential as a donation sound. Yeah, be my guest. In fact, I'll give you one more. Silky. One more take. Silky. That'll do, I think. Chocolate milk with salt. I'll try that with Milo and Bear Brand next time. I've not heard of that before. But yeah, about half a teaspoon of sugar will see you go a long way with it. Even if you just put like a pinch in there and then add it a little bit by, you know, little by little, just to get the taste right. The last one was a real winner. There you go. No one can say I don't try with my line reads. I order online from some stores, but that's mostly so I can shop at the other one and get twice the grocery shopping done at once. Funny you say that, I actually do my grocery shopping at two places. I go to Trader Joe's, which I do go in store for, but we don't get that much from there. And then I go to Harris Teeter to pick up my order. It takes up way too much of my Sunday, but, you know, my wife isn't someone that's got a lot of energy, so I have to pick up the slack a lot when it comes to doing things. Which is why I'm probably going to be making dinner right after this stream. It turned into the English dub anime boy. Maybe I can get a job in the anime industry. I can sort of do it. I can sort of do the anime voice. I'm not gonna do it right here. Excuse me. I'm just trying to finish off. I hate drinking cold tea, so I'm just trying to finish it off while it's still hot. If only I had a Stanley Cup. It would have stayed warm for 24 hours. Salari SMR. You know what? I've always had troubles with branding. Maybe that could work. Or a VTuber arc when? What would my my avatar be as a VTuber? Good question. I guess the obvious answer would be like one of the cats or something, but then I might get accused of being a furry, which, no offense to furries, but I don't operate within that realm. I don't know. I guess I'd look like I'd probably just look like the depressed anime side protagonist or something like that. I don't know. I can see Salari voicing the Nyoni? Something like that. The Nani? Nani? I don't operate in that realm. I lose words sometimes, so I'd like cycle through the Rolodex of words in my head of like, oh, that fits, and then I just throw it in there. I do already have a yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I could use that one, I guess. Okay, well, that's gonna go cold regardless. All right, next step. Mix in the white and brown sugars and add eggs and yolk, vanilla and coffee until smooth. And yes, I will explain the coffee in a moment because it does make sense and it does make a difference. So 200 grams. Okay. Well, I think that's a good time as any to take my break. So I will be right back. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen and move on with our lives. So I'll see you in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna run some ads too. Alright, I'm back. Nothing happened. As we are all very well aware, I'm making a beverage. And I definitely didn't have to use that hand vacuum over there for any reason. It was all going so well, you know? It's fine now. It happens. How are we all? Yes, join the Discord. It's in the description. Lots of lovely people there. Okay, there's still bits around. Okay, it's fine. I'll live with it. But I won't be happy. What else is new? Okay. So I need 200 brown sugar, light brown sugar, and 200 in granulated sugar. See, the reason why I shook it last time, just to be clear, and I'm going to show you what I meant to do. Locked. The reason why is that it's good to shake brown sugar just to loosen it up a little bit, but clearly the lid wasn't on. So that's why it exploded out of my hand. Don't take that statement out of context. So give it a good shake just to loosen it up. Also, another little tip for you. So brown sugar, it has molasses in it, and molasses likes to congeal, which means that if you leave it alone for enough time, even in an airtight container, it will start to clump altogether, and it can be very difficult to unclump it or loosen it. So you have a couple of options. One, if you're in a pinch, what you can do is that you can get a damp paper towel, put it over the top of it. You can either secure it in place with like an elastic band, or you can just put it down over the top and microwave it for about 20-30 seconds until it's loose. You're just restoring the moisture to it. The other tip, if you want to keep it loose in the long term, you got two options. One, you can put a piece of terracotta inside of it. I don't know how it works, but it works. If you want to be a little cheaper though, you can put marshmallows inside of it and it keeps it just completely loose. Oh yeah, my wife's here now. She's just come back from physiotherapy. Happens to the best of us. It does, yeah. As they get older. Terrible. There's some programs that let you do YouTube sound integrations, but they're kind of weird to use. Yeah, I noticed that there's like a lack of options compared to Twitch. So I'm kind of figuring out things as I go along with certain YouTube intricacies. But anyway, 200 grams. Camus is running about underneath me with a fluffy ball. Okay, just gonna have to... Yeah. What? Did he lose it already? Okay. He loses it under the oven all the time. Okay, 200, 200. Don't all fall in. And now the ball is by my foot. Please don't claw me. 200, 200. Okay. Icky. I'd send a super chat, but it's talking about some credit card and I don't have that. YouTube should fix that. Huh. I thought doesn't it work with debit cards as well or something like that? Yes, say hi to D Salari, that's Gossamer. AKA my wife. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. Ah, and thank you for becoming a member, dear. I appreciate it. Using our money. YouTube is missing a lot of stuff that Twitch has because a lot of the stuff is made for Twitch. Maybe someday, but not right now. We're missing a lot of fun stuff. Not enough to make me want to go back, but you know. Yeah, you know, it's not a big deal really. You know, things like, for example, you know, soundboard stuff, things like that. I'm sure there's substitutions for it out there, like third-party stuff. But on my stream in particular, other than the very loud fart noise that I included, people didn't really use them too much. I miss the fart noise. Farts, no matter what age you are, will forever be funny. God, this feels like a lot of sugar. It is a lot of sugar. I'll put the overhead on just so we can get a idea of the impact of the sugar. Yeah, look at this. Ugh. 190, 95. Sumi, oh my god, once again, thank you so much, Sumi. You are, like I said, I can't say it enough, but you're such a kind human being, Sumi. I genuinely appreciate it. Pokraj, Dreamman89, Setsuna, Ryan Rocketeer, and Jessica Hawk. Enjoy your memberships and enjoy your emotes. Let's see, okay. I'm gonna give this a bit of a mix. Then we're gonna dump it all into that chocolate mix. Let's see, and I'm gonna do 2 eggs and a yolk. All right, that should be good. Camus. He is about my foot. Don't lose it under that. Oh my god. Well, it's good to see you playing around. It's really nice to see him playing around. Because like I said, he was at the vet this morning and he was not in a good state. So seeing him playing around now is really wonderful. And you know, those of you who donated really does help. Because like I said, we got a fat vet bill. Okay. Eggs. Now, here's a little thing about baking. Some people are just naturally good at cracking eggs. Some people will never be good at cracking eggs. It's a weird thing. Me, I'm kind of in between. Sometimes I'm really good. Sometimes I can't help but get shells into everything. And separating eggs from yolks can be a bit of a trial too. Luckily, we only have to do it one time for this one. But I have a trick for it, and it involves this cheap plastic bottle. So, with egg separation, another trick to it. Have 3 bowls on hand. Now the way that it works is that you have a test bowl, which is what you crack the egg over. Then you have the separation bowls, one for the whites, one for the yolks. So the test bowl makes it so that if you screw up an egg, if you get like any shell in it, or if the yolk gets punctured, then you can just leave it inside of there. It's not a big deal. And then after you've done, every single time when you crack an egg, you pour out the contents of it, wash it if you need to, and then you crack it again. If you are successful, let's say like if you're just going after your yolks, or if you're going after your whites, then all you have to do is you take the result that's inside of there. So let's say if I'm making egg whites, I take the yolk out of it, and then I just pour it into that bowl. Simple as that. And I can put the yolks inside of there, or the whites, whatever. I lost track. 5-minute crafts tricks. Indeed. I am nothing if not educational. I'll be a bit mealy-mouthed at times. Okay. So yes, we need 3 eggs, 2 full eggs, and an egg yolk. So let's see, we'll do the egg yolk first. And once we do that, we're just going to dump it straight into this mix. In fact, I need to dump the sugar into it first. Do I? Yes. Plop. Okay. Egg yolk. Let me do the overhead for this. Oh, I don't have a lot of space here. Let me move my chips. Okay, so crack your egg. In fact, let me just get my trash can ready. There's one thing I really don't like about handling eggs is that it doesn't feel nice when it gets on your hands. So, oops. I always take off my wedding band just because I don't want to get it dirty. Right, crack that open. Now, oh, that's a bad crack. Said the user to the dealer. That's a terrible joke, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, that's a terrible crack. Bad day. It's a bad day for crack. Alright, wash my hands. Okay, so here is your trick if you want to easily separate egg yolk from whites. Cracked a joke. Hey, there we go. That's better. Yeah, so here's what you do. You get your bottle, give it a squeeze, and make sure it's like really one of the like cheap, crunchy bottles too, because it works with that. If it's like one of the stiff plastic ones, it doesn't work as well. So give it a crunch, put it on the yolk gently, and then let it go, just like that. And there, fully separated. And what you do there, just put it inside of the main bowl. Easy. No, my wife just sent my stream to my parents, so they might be joining in soon. What? Yeah, to your parents. I don't want my parents watching this. My mother's already going through enough. But yeah, easy separation there. The other way of doing it, and honestly, I usually do this most of the time, is that it's a little bit messier. In fact, it's a lot messier. All you do is you crack open the egg, and then once you do that, you pour it into your hand, and you just hold the yolk in your hand, try and separate as much of the whites and preferably the chalazza, which, if you don't know, the chalazza is that very stringy part that attaches to egg whites. And then you can just pour it that way. It is really quick, it's messy, but at the same time, it's also very effective because there's no sharpness or anything like that. There's no pressure as well. Impressing the in-laws by swearing on stream. I mean, I swear all the time in front of them, so I'm lucky there. I just move the yolk from one shell to the other. That is also a method, but I haven't had a great amount of success with that, just because if you tilt it at the wrong angle, you can puncture the yolk. So I just sort of grin and bear it usually, and get the yolk or egg substances all over my hands. It ain't fun, but it works. Now let me get some paper towel. Okay. Look at you, Mr. 5-Minute Crafts. Hey, you learn some things over time. In fact, we don't even need this bowl now because we were successful. Yeah, 2 more eggs. No separations needed this time. What is my cat doing? He's up to shenanigans. Okay, that's the one. Also, another thing, another quick pro tip. It's not entirely necessary, but it is a good thing to make your eggs room temperature because they mix a lot easier that way. How many did I need for this? 2 eggs, 1 yolk. Okay. Yeah, egg cracking, like I said, it's one of those things where you either are eternally good at or eternally bad at. Me, the middle ground. Okay, so this goes in there. Spank it. Give it a rinse. Then a quick wash. Okay. Give Dio attention. He's Steve now. Dio! Hello, Stevio. I don't know if I can know. Forget about me after moving. Yeah, I didn't know you were Dio. I mean, Steve is a significantly different name from Dio. But how are you doing, Dio? How is life treating you? And thank you for joining me here. Appreciate it. Mix, mix, mix. Yes. Insert trans egg joke here. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna mix all this shit together. It is a bit of a workout, so bear with me. I might have to blast this in the microwave a little bit because the chocolate soup is solidified a bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this in the microwave for a second. Bear with me. We'll tell you what, let me mix the eggs in a bit more just so they don't scramble. This mix is going to get quite thick compared to what it was before, given how much sugar's ended up in there. And then we're going to add some flour afterwards too. And then we shall work on the cheesecake. 30 seconds, about half power. And just so you know, a lot of people don't make use of this, but pretty much every microwave has a low power setting. Make use of it. It is very handy. Especially for things like melting butter or bringing things down to room temperature. Never microwave eggs as well. I've never done it myself, but microwaving eggs is very dangerous. If you want to bring eggs to room temperature very quickly, simple hack to that is you put the eggs inside of a bowl, pour some room temperature water over the top of the eggs and let them sit there for about 2 minutes. Room temperature eggs straight away. Well, in 2 minutes. Okay. That should be good. We don't have any scrambled egg inside of it. Right, let's get the overhead going. I'm too impatient for low power. It's worth it. Also, hello Regen. Nice to have you here. Good to see some parity with the names there. Unlike Dio. I did, it exploded. Oh boy. Yeah, it's dangerous, because eggs are just containers of air, and if you add heat to that air, and I keep wanting to say hair, if you add heat, if you add heat to that air, I was about to say eat to that hair. If you add heat to that air, then it will expand inside of it and therefore cause a horrible explosion and a lot of time cleaning up. There we go. I managed to get through a sentence. Theo became a whole other person, quite literally. Like no one said, is that tremolo? Tremola? I'm sorry, it's hard to keep up because, you know, as old Twitch stream viewers will know, I had less of an audience there, so I'm trying to multitask the best I can. But yeah, if any of you are from the Twitch stream, give it a shout out. Say hi, I used to watch you on Twitch and I demand attention. And I will give you that attention. I'm more cooler now. Cool Steve. Yes, I'm sorry that I missed your hello, people. Like I said, you know, got things going on. Okay, that's good and mixed. Now we are going to, do I need the vanilla now? Ah, yeah, so I'm gonna put in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I'm not gonna eyeball this. Some nice Madagascan vanilla here. There we go. That smells strong. Also, for those of you who don't know, vanilla extract is literally just split vanilla beans and vodka that's been fermented for 6 months or more. Vanilla beans are stupidly expensive. Otherwise, I would make some of my own. Okay, it's lively in here. It's nicely lively, yes. It's not too difficult to keep up with. I'm just trying... Oh god, those noises. Don't know if you can hear that over the microphone, but not pleasant. Okay, so we got the vanilla, and now the magic ingredient. We're going to be making some coffee. I have my instant hot water maker here. And my cat just gave me this fluffy ball. Oh, I got the wrong camera. The cat just gave me this fluffy ball. You want to get it? You want to come up here for it? You want to pay the stream a visit? Up here. Come here. Come on. There we go. Is the overhead better for cat views? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Look at him. Here you go. Here's your fluffy ball. Although you're gonna have to move in like 2 minutes. You're very happy there, aren't you? How's your breathing? No, let's see. Yeah, it's still a bit fast, but you've been playing around. Okay. So, like I said, we are putting in some coffee with this here. So I've just made a cup of very basic decaf coffee, instant coffee. I don't drink coffee really these days, and if I do, I drink decaf. And I'm not particularly picky about the coffee that I drink, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, we're going to be putting a tablespoon of coffee inside of this. Now, if you're a coffee drinker, or if you are someone that doesn't like coffee, like my wife, you might think to yourself, I don't like coffee and therefore I don't want to include it. You can avoid including it if you are that adamant about not having it in. Or if you have an allergy, I don't know. But if you don't want to do that, you can always put like a tablespoon of whole milk, or you can put a tablespoon of heavy cream as an alternative in there. But I speak from experience here, someone with a sensitive palate, and my wife can taste coffee immediately in anything. You will not taste the coffee in this because it is in there to enrich the chocolatiness of the brownies, and it works wonders. So we're going to be putting 1 tablespoon of the good stuff inside of there. There you go. Give it another mix. Should I drink the rest of the coffee? I don't know. I don't want to be wasteful. But I also don't. I prefer flavored creamer as opposed to just putting sugar and cream in there, but I don't have any. Just give us a good mix again. And it being piping hot helps make this more malleable, which is good because we're about to put a lot of flour into it. You can use espresso if you want, but chances are you will taste it more if you have it that way. This is just straight up black coffee, or I guess Americano if you want to be fancy. But yeah, it's up to you. Like if you're someone that really likes the taste of coffee, the stronger the better, and you'll get it to punch through a bit more. You can also use espresso powder as well if you want it to be stronger. Coffee and chocolate goes together so well, honestly. So well, honestly. I'm also not fond of coffee, but I'll have it in chocolate snacks. Yeah, you know, sometimes it works for people, whereas sometimes people like it in their foods, but they hate it in their drinks. So, yeah, it's all personal preference, really. A touch of the hinterland, as Nigel Lawson's weak for perfect pronunciation. Coffee and chocolate sound like buddies. They're a good complement to each other, yeah. Because, you know, chocolate has a good amount of acidity in it, whereas coffee is more alkaline. So they work sort of to like balance each other out. Unless you use, well, actually, yeah, if you're using Dutch process, the alkali has been taken out of that. I like coffee flavored things, but not coffee itself. Yeah, it feels like a different realm. Why do I keep using the word realm today? Yeah, it's one of those weird things, like there's certain things where you put tastes in it or flavors in it and you hate it. For example, in the UK, we have Walker's prawn cocktail crisps. I hate prawns, I hate shrimp, but prawn cocktail crisps taste incredible. Same with pickled onion as well. Maybe it's more of the vinegary flavor to them. Alright, so now we're going to be putting in some flour, or as the Cockneys say, blah, I think. How much flour? What the fuck is, oh, 120 grams, okay. We got a separate measurement for this. Gonna be lazy and use a breakfast bowl. You're having fun there, Cameron. Blah. Hello, fellow shrimp hater. Yeah, my wife and her in-laws absolutely love shrimp, and shortly after we started dating, they judged me for not liking shrimp. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm a big texture person, so if something doesn't like gel with me, like, you know, if it's like too crunchy or, you know, too dense or something like that, then it either has those really good flavors to make up for it, but if it doesn't, then it's like, ugh. Okay, flour. 120 grams of flour. And I'm going to be careful with measuring this one because I don't want to mishap. So I will get... God damn it. Can I get a tablespoon? Okay. 120 Gs. Shrimps and crabs make me itchy. I can imagine it's best to avoid them then. I'm mildly allergic. Yeah, stay the hell away from that. I can't stand the texture of mushrooms. Yeah, I do not like mushrooms. The people who really like mushrooms, like, they really rave on about it, and I'm just like, I don't get it. It's a fungus, or fungi, whatever you want to call it. 80, 101, 121, 120. Okay. did I put the lid? I had it like 3 seconds ago. Oh, there. Right, I believe that's all the flour we need, so I'll put that aside. Love the taste of mushrooms, but hate the feel. See, mushrooms never really like tastes of anything to me. Like, so there's like no real selling point to it outside of, you know, if I don't like the taste, then the texture isn't the selling point. It always tastes slimy, I guess. It depends how it's cooked. I'm a fun guy. Oh! Got him. Okay. Hang on, got some clinging on. Okay. Give this a rinse. All right, now we will get all this mixed in. And then we will be good to put it inside of the brownie pan. So with this, you kind of want to fold it into it. And you don't want to over mix it, otherwise it can make it so it doesn't rise at all. Folding is one of those things which a lot of people get confused by. The ones that, you know, try their hand at baking and then they see the instruction, fold into it, fold the mixture together. And they're just like, what the hell is folding? Like, can't I just mix it together? And folding is basically just gently incorporating the ingredients into each other without it taking all of the air out of it. So folding, simple way to fold is you just cut through the middle and push it over like that and keep repeating it. And you can turn the bowl around, do it that way. But in this case, all we're doing is just keeping on going until we no longer see any flour. Once that's done, you stop, because we don't want to overmix this. Overmixed brownies, they're still fine, but they're not fine enough. Okay, we're close. I want to make sure there's nothing hiding underneath. Yes, there is. Got it. It smells unbelievably nice. I wish that I could share the smell with you all. But maybe we can share the taste through a proxy. Dear, you want to try? Let's see. My wife gives the approval. Lovely. And you know what? I'm not above it myself. I'll try as well. I could just eat a whole bowl of that and be fine. Okay. Oh, now we need to add the... No. Okay. So we need to reserve a half cup of this batter. So if you've seen the image in the thumbnail, you'll see that there is some nice marbling on the cheesecake there, or on the cheesecake topping. So we will be reserving, is that half? This is half. We'll be reserving half of this to do that marbling. And what we do is we put it into a bowl with a tablespoon of very hot water, mix it up to dilute it a bit, and then we can make the magic happen. Put a bit more in there. Okay. Also, you know, if you do want me to switch to the overhead at any point, just let me know, you know, if you want a better view of things. Although for this one, it's not that special. But we will put that here for now. Oh my God. Got back from washing some dishes. How fun. Yes, welcome back. I was baked and watching sunset with my date on Sunday, so that was a trip of show. I can imagine, yeah. Sounds like a good date, though. My first bake thing was together with my mum. A big regular cake. We made our own whipped cream too. It was good. Yeah, whipped cream is really great. It's super, super easy to make. Never make whipped cream with your hand. It will fuck up your wrists, good and proper. Even if you just get like a cheap electric whisk, just use that. But it's really simple. A really easy whipped cream recipe is you just get a cup of whipped cream, or about 100 milliliters of whipped cream. Put it in a bowl, put in about 1/3 of a cup, or maybe a quarter, depending on how sweet you like it, of powdered sugar inside of it. And then add like a teaspoon of vanilla. Whip it up, just keep going until it has this nice consistency where it feels good and thick. Don't overdo it though, because you'll turn it into butter. And there you go, whipped cream. Super, super easy. Put it on some pancakes, put it on a pizza, who knows. Okay. I had to hand whip cream in the woods for once in medieval costume. God, I don't know what the worst part of that sentence is. Okay, God, that's heavy. Right, so we're going to line this with parchment paper. Now, there is a trick to making sure that this thing is evenly lined, because you don't want any part of the brownie to make contact with the pan itself. It's not the end of the world if it does, but if you want a smooth brownie ejection, whatever the hell that means, then having it properly covered with parchment paper will help you greatly. So let me get my parchment. Sorry, it's still there, yeah. You having fun? Why are you so anxious? Oh wait, this is the wrong one. I have this parchment paper that's supposed to stay flat. It's a bit hit or miss though. Why are you so anxious? It's parchment paper. It's not foil. Look. Ready? Alright. Yeah, so you're supposed to pull it while pushing down on here. It's always better to go over than under when it comes to measuring out stuff like parchment paper. Okay. Excuse me. It's not super straight, but okay. Great name for a jam band, Smooth Brownie Ejection. Hey, I'd listen to him. But I'm a little kooky like that. All right. So yeah, with this, there is a bit of a technique to it. I need to make a bit of space first. But this will ensure that you have all the coverage you need while it being neat as well. I believe I told Catherine in the Discord the other day a bit of a trick to having well parchmented, God, I don't know words anymore. How to properly lubricate and parchment. I know that's still not the right way of putting it. How to properly set up a cake tin to make sure that you can take it out properly. So what we're doing here is that we're basically just going to make a template in which we can easily put it into the lining there. So we need scissors. So what we'll do, might need a pencil. You have a pencil nearby? One second. My wife is getting one of her art pencils. Why is parchment called that since it's not parchment at all? Good question. I mean, wax paper has its name, even though, you know, it is lightly waxed on top of it. But yeah, it might be just an old-fashioned thing. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, what we're gonna do, let me switch to overhead. We're going to basically create lines alongside here. And then when it's like that, you can basically fold it into itself. So you create sort of like a open cube shape inside of it. Do I need a pencil? 1 second. Be lazy and improvise a ruler. It may not fit perfectly, but it is better than, you know, just pushing it in there and hoping for the best. Please don't take that sentence out of context. I say that a lot. It's the Britishness in me. We always find some way to make some innocuous statement sound like innuendo. In our nature. Okay, and another one. There we go. Google says that modern parchment paper was literally preceded by animal-based paper in cooking, i.e. actual parchment, hence the name. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not know that. Camus trying to get involved again. There's Camus on screen now on Curie, usually in his videos attacking Salari's wig. My wig? How dare you? I have a luscious head of hair. The barber charges me extra. Alright, so I'll make smoothest cuts possible. Yeah, thank you for imparting that knowledge. Right. You better not get further. Don't lick the oil spray, please. You have a shit heart. Okay, you licked it. Okay. Is an unstoppable force. Okay. By the way, we will be inverting this parchment paper as well, just so we don't get the pencil graphite onto the part where it's being cooked. Okay. So, now we can do this. Right, 1 sec. It makes it easier if you fold it down first. So just fold it straight along the lines where you cut them. So like that. Like that. That, and repeat. Oh yeah, here's a little tidbit for you. My other cat, Curie, is a huge fan of paper airplanes. I make a nice design which is capable of gliding pretty far, but every single time if I pick up a piece of paper, I was able to say that pretty easily. Every time when I pick up a piece of paper and I start folding said paper, she comes rushing over, believing that I'm going to be making a paper airplane every single time. And she just waits there and stares intently until I'm done. I'm surprised she's not here now, but this has a different sound to it. It's just with regular paper that she gets really curious about. Shall we experiment? Do I have a piece of paper nearby? I don't want to fold the recipe. Is she in the bedroom right now? Okay, she probably won't hear it. Another time. Okay, so we'll see if this fits into the box well. Another out of context thing. I apologize. Curie with whack moving things, that's true. She does like whacking. You've seen people complain about the wizards write on parchment paper. About wizards writing them? I mean, isn't that what a parchment's supposed to be used for, even in the fantasy settings? Goodbye, Camus. Okay, do I need to cut this a bit more? Trust me, it's a pain cutting this to get it right, but it is well worthwhile because getting it out when it's not done properly is way, way worse. Whacking. Oh, he's trying to get into a box. Okay. Tell you what, let's throw him a bone. Where is it? Sorry for the noise, this is box packaging. Do you want to combine your two favorite things, the limelight and sitting in boxes? Hmm? The address is covered, so we are less likely to get doxxed now. Come here. Come on. All right. There you go. Paradise. Excuse me. I need to wash my hands real quick because I just handled an animal. There you go. Look at him. He's in heaven. Just don't start like licking your butt on camera or anything. I'm already unsure about the age restriction stuff on YouTube. Actually, what temperature do I need this at? I'm going to use my main oven as opposed to my Ninja. 350. Okay. Get that prepped. Alright, so also what I'm going to do is use this spray just to keep it in place, because otherwise it can end up just flapping around everywhere like it is. If you just use a bit of lubricant, whether it's spray, whether it's oil spray, this thing needs pumping every now and then. So yeah, give me a second. But yeah, you can use oil spray. This thing right here, you just fill it up with oil and you can pump it to make it, you know, an actual spray, because it needs pressure inside of it. But you can use melted butter or something like that, or just like a stick of butter, wipe it all over it, it's good. But let me pump this. We're all going to be very mature about the hand action that I'm about to do on camera, so bear with me. I'm finished. Okie doke. Just pumping it on stream in front of a bunch of people. No big. Anyway. Memes were made. Laughs were had. Dignity was lost. Okay, and then just around the inside. God, don't tell me I need to pump it more. Yep, I do. One sec. Anyway. Just make sure you get the sides and the base, and then we can just slide it right back in. Right, stick to the walls. Okay. And I'm going to trim off these edges a good amount, just because when they get heated, they can end up curling up and then touching the cheesecake itself. So, excuse me for my sloppy cutting. I failed my scissors classes in primary school. Don't want to cut it too low though, just because I need something to be able to lift it out of the tin. So I'll tell you what, we'll leave that there. Yes, anyone been playing Dragon's Dogma 2 recently? What have you all been playing recently? What video games have you been enjoying? We're cutting that a bit too low. That's fine now. Oh no, I've begreased my recipe. This was a terrible idea, inviting him to stay here. It's in the way of everything. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move you up a bit. You'll be in the shot, don't worry. Okay. Is he in the shot? Yes, he is in the shot. Yeah, you can see. Hi. Okay. Will there be a torch involved later? Who knows? Probably not. I've learned from my past mistakes that fire does not go well with paper, even if it is parchment paper. I've decided to not be mature. I don't blame you. A life of maturity is a very boring one, let's be honest. Precision engineering right here. I mean, look at that, Jesus Christ. I should get a career making Apple products. I formed in a My Little Pony mobile game. Ooh, is it actually good? That's the thing, whenever people mention mobile games, I always wonder like if they're joking or not, or if it is genuinely good. Because here, I remember people saying like, oh, I've been playing Marvel Snap. And you just think it's like a, typical gacha mobile game, but then it turns out it is legitimately really good. I form an addiction to gathering horses in Minecraft in me and my friend's world. I'm too busy to play games. You can find time, buddy. What would you be playing then if that was the case, if you had the freedom of time? Sam has been playing Skyrim, Mountain Blade, and Armor 3. That's like your go-tos, isn't it, Sam? That and like a Morrowind, wasn't it? I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 actually. How do you like it? I forgot that doesn't have sugar in. Oh my god. Okay. So apparently my in-laws are watching my stream live on their television in their living room. No pressure. Gotta live up to the likes of Rachel Ray. Alright. Hello. In-laws. I won't say your names, obviously. But hello. Nice to see you. You get to see me zhuzhing it up for the camera. Alright. Let's see if this is still good and malleable. Yes, that is fine. You're gonna pump your oil bottle while your in-laws watch? If they're lucky. Oh, found a little bit of flour there. No. Making apple products, all for apple pie? Yeah, the closest I get is apple pies. I've actually never made an apple pie. I've made apple crumble, which is super easy. And I would like to make apple turnovers someday. Those, apple turnovers. Those are a deadly combination with my waistline. Like Genshin? I played Genshin a little while back. Kind of got bored of its repetition now. But, as a free-to-play game, can't lie, it's a pretty good one. Probably get more than 3 hours in Baldur's Gate. Well, you know what? If you ever get the time, go for it. It is a legitimately fun and enthralling experience. What am I doing? Okay. So we're just gonna plop all of this into this container here. We have our half cup reserved. So I'm just going to try and make sure that it is as well distributed as possible. This isn't the most efficient method of spreading it, but you know, it's fine. Plops ahoy. Apple flap. Is that what you call apple turnovers in Holland? Or is that a different thing? Apple turnovers are like the triangular pastry things with a nice sugar on the outside and basically apple pie on the inside. Oh, I should have made some of that. Well, I can't really make it for stream because you have to prove the pastry for it. I think so. No, actually you don't. Maybe I will someday. Although pastry is a pain to make. I spent 10k pesos / $200 on the My Little Pony mobile game when I was 7 or 8. Oof. Was that your own dollars or your parents' dollars? And if it was your parents' dollars, how did they react to that? And the only game which I've spent a substantial amount of money on microtransactions is Dota 2, which sucks because I never play it anymore now. I still have some pretty valuable things in my inventory, to the point where I still occasionally get some scammer trying to add me as a friend to, I don't know, pull some shit. I've never fallen for it, but that happens all the time on my Steam account. Sims enjoyers might like House Flipper. Oh, my wife is a huge Sims fan. She's such a big Sims fan that she's developed that toxic relationship with them where she plays it, but she isn't a fan of all of their practices. It's true, right? Apple beignets are served with warm and have additional cinnamon in it. Oof. I've never tried a beignet. I've always wanted to. Another one for the list. But I didn't know they did apple ones. They even sell them at Popeye's Chicken in the US, which, you know, is just a fast food chain. So maybe one day I'll get it from there. Oh boy, this is going to be difficult to spread because this is thick. Oh boy. I may have to heat this up a little bit. Not in the pan, obviously. Let me think. Alright, I'm going to put this in this bowl and haphazardly heat it up a little bit. All it needs is like 30 seconds. Please do not fall apart. Oven's ready. Okay. This is a professional job here. Yeah. Firmed up a little bit too much, so I'm just going to blast it for a moment. I think there is something in my oven because I smell a little burning. Put parchment paper over the top and squish it down with your hands. If this doesn't work, I might give that a try. Okay, I'll just give it 20. Alright. Just gonna make sure those fats melt down again. And let's see if I can transfer this with relative ease. Yeah, not too bad. Not too shabby, actually. Thought that would have been a mess. Okay. There we go. That's much better. Make sure you get it as even as possible and make sure it's in all the corners, all the nooks and crannies. You just want to make sure that it's properly distributed. And try and keep the parchment straight as well. That can be difficult though, since it slides very easily. I need to adjust the light here. I realize there's quite a bit of shadows being cast on it. Should be okay for now, I think, though. I'm only using a single light setup right in front of me because I got too lazy to set up both of them. Well, I say lazy, I just ran out of time. That's the thing when you schedule a stream on YouTube, it's like you kind of have to stick to it. Whereas on Twitch, it was like, you know, I'll start about half an hour later than usual. It should be fine. And, you know, since this was my first stream, gotta try and make it right. Just realized I forgot to put the chocolate chips in there. So I'm gonna have to incorporate these somehow. How much chocolate chips do I need? The remaining chocolate chips. Well, I may have made a bit of a boo-boo here, because apparently that half cup, it was 1.5 cups of chocolate chips, but I melted it all down. So there will be no chocolate chips inside of here. It should still be fine though. But it just will lack that chocolate chip texture. Tell you what, you know, fuck it. Let's throw some more in there. Rarely is there a time in life where you can have too much chocolate. But for the sake of it, let's be a little bit conservative with its distribution. And instead of mixing it all up, I'm just going to push it real good into the batter itself. It should be fine. Okay, just let me look from the side. Yeah, this will be a particularly chocolatey brownie recipe. I am both looking forward to it and worrying about it because it's like, how badly have I fucked up? Or have I created a brand new success? That's the great thing about breaking. That's the great thing about baking though. Even though you mess up, you can still make something wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, happy accidents. Just like what my parents called me when I was born. Okay, that should be even enough. Excuse me. Alright, let me catch up. Friendly reminder to subscribe, become a member, or join the Discord. Indeed, thank you very much to me. I often forget to say that myself, so it's greatly appreciated. But yes, if you don't mind, subscribe. It all helps greatly. And of course, if you want to super chat, also very, very appreciated. You don't have to. You can offer whatever support in whatever way befits your ability to. But yes, either way, massively grateful. Okay, so you measure chocolate chips with your heart. That is true, yes, especially when it comes to chocolate chip cookies. My heart tells me to empty the whole damn bag in it. Alright, so we're gonna make the cheesecake component next. I need... Do I need a whisk or do I need a paddle? I think I need a paddle. Whisk attachment, yes, okay. Had a feeling it was. Luckily, the cheesecake part is super easy. All you gotta do, add some room temperature cream cheese to the stand mixer, fill it with a whisk, and mix at medium speed for 3 to 4 minutes. So what I'll do here, so you don't have to hear all of the noise of the whisking, is that I will go on a brief break just so I can finish it while I'm away. That doesn't want to come out. So you don't have to hear all of the racket. Plop it goes. Alright. You want the cream cheese spoon? Okay. There's like a tiny bit on there, but yeah. Bon appetit. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's see. Start mixing in 3 to 4 minutes, then we'll reduce the speed, add salt and vanilla. Yeah, so I'm just mixing it so it gets to the point where it is, you know, nice and creamy as opposed to solid. So I'll mix that for the time needed, and I will just go on a quick break just so I can do my stretches and whatnot. Stick around, be right back. I just realized I usually do a question of the day thing on Twitch where I ask people a random thing that they can just answer while I'm away. You want me to go one? Okay. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. What is your guys' favorite type of cheesecake? Let's pin that for a moment. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna put this on. I'll be right back. 3, 4, 5 minutes. Enjoy the music in the meantime, although I am gonna play an ad. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So the cream cheese is now properly mixed. I think you might be able to see it. No, you can't see it in the overhead. But, excuse me, losing my voice. I have a backup for that one, so long as it works. Yes, it does. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Phone camera. Yeah, so it is nicely creamed. Focus. You can sort of tell. Yeah, it's nicely creamed, and what we're going to be doing now is we are going to be adding some sugar into it. Sugar and some egg, along with some more vanilla extract. But let's see as well, what is your favorite cheesecakes? I'd like to make a Bailey's cheesecake someday. I'd like to as well. It's just, it requires so much Bailey's, and Bailey's is so expensive. Blueberry cheesecake, ooh, that's a good one. Layer of lemon jelly on top, that stuff is amazing. Lemon is great in desserts, and lemon cheesecake is no exception. Any cheesecake is good, to be honest. That is true. There's not really such thing as a bad cheesecake. There's Swedish cheesecake that's kind of like clumpy as well. Not my favorite, but interesting to try. I've not heard about that one. A Hershey chocolate one from Burger King. I have not tried that one, but chocolate cheesecake is my favorite. And if you're in the Discord, you would have seen the other day I made one for my wife's birthday at her request. I love a good standard New York vanilla cheesecake with raspberry sauce. Yes, those ones are wonderfully creamy. Want to make a vanilla Oreo cookie pie? Oof. You can get like, in fact, on the site that I mentioned earlier, Preppy Kitchen, they do have a very nice Oreo cheesecake recipe on there if you're interested in it. But yeah, cookie pie stuff, French silk pie, I'm a sucker for those. I want to make red velvet cupcakes someday, but realistically, I will never do it. Do it, Sumi. It's really easy, honestly. Like, just get yourself a cookie pan. All the stuff is easy after that. If you want to get fancy with the piping, you know, just get yourself... If you don't have any piping bags, a simple way around that is that you can get like a Ziploc plastic bag, snip the corner off it, and there you go, that's a piping bag. It won't be as neat as using tips or anything like that, but it works. Got myself a drink like the screen told me to. Good. Because that wasn't a suggestion, it was a demand. Stay hydrated. Just lay your mouth open at the end of the conveyor, hey? Everyone's gonna have dreams they need to live up to, don't they? Yeah, what are your favorite chocolate flavors? White chocolate? Milk chocolate? Dark chocolate? Super dark chocolate? My mom loves Preppy Kitchen. Preppy Kitchen is great. Like, if I had a dream YouTube collaboration, it would be Preppy Kitchen. John Cannell is a delight. Alright, so how many eggs do I need for this? 2 eggs. I only have 1. Let me grab another one. It won't be room temperature, but it should be fine. God, that's loud. Okay, we need 2 eggs inside of this, and I've also measured out some sugar. How much sugar was it? I think it's shy of 200 grams. I've had to go cups with that one too. I forgot to print out the one with my conversions on it, so sadly, in the realm of imperials. There's that word realm again. I can't help it anymore. Bowl's a little bit wet. I like chocolate. Good choice. I mean, personally, I really like milk chocolate. If I'm just to have chocolate on its own, then milk chocolate always wins out for me. Yeah, milk chocolate, always wonderful. Dark chocolate, I don't dislike. Dark chocolate is always better used in baking, just because the way it works is this: if you are mixing it with like other fats and dairy and stuff like that, if you use milk chocolate, it really nullifies the flavor. So it's always better to use darker chocolate, like 63%, 73% cocoa content, that kind of thing. So it's like, you know, if you're one of those people that doesn't like dark chocolate and you see the recipe requires it, and it might put you off a little bit thinking like, I don't want something that dark. Don't worry about it. It always lightens out the flavor. And if you do like darker chocolate, you know, you can always add a little bit darker stuff to it. We're all in the Salari realm. There's no escape. I like 85% as a snack. Ooh, that is strong. Yeah, I think 75 is my limit, at least as a snack. 75, and I need to have a drink on the side to take the edge off a little bit, take the bitterness away. All right, so we're gonna keep mixing this. Sorry for the noise in advance. It's gonna be on low, so it shouldn't be too bad. But we're gonna add these eggs, and then we're also gonna add some vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon. I'll put 1 egg in first. Make sure that's incorporated. Once again, sorry for the sound. Okay, now the second egg. I'm going to scrape down the edges of the bowl just so that everything is incorporated properly. You don't want anything sticking to the edges. You don't want to find any lumps inside there as well. Once again, if you do have some lumps, it's not the end of the world. Smaller ones will break down as it heats up, but the big ones, or if you have too many of them, yeah, it makes it a bit less of a pleasant time. Let's see, okay. And what I'm going to do now is I will pour in the sugar gradually as it's stirring on low. Influencer mix. No, the influencer one is the one that tilts. That's the one that's the influencer one. This one has the raising mechanism on it. But this one is, just going to move my laptop down here a bit. This one is more powerful than the influencer one. And it has a larger bowl as well. So, suck it, influencers. I mean, I guess I'm technically an influencer. I've influenced no one in my life. Okay. Let me move it up a little bit. Yeah, you gotta gradually pour it in there. So otherwise you can end up with some sugar clumps. And just some, you know, poor distribution of sugar throughout of it. I'll turn up the speed a little bit. Switch sides. Okay. And give it one more scrape just to make sure everything goes in. You gotta make sure on stand mixers that you scrape the very bottom of it as well, because sometimes you can have ingredients pulled up there and next thing you know you're pouring it out and you just see a bunch of unincorporated stuff at the bottom. Okay. All right. One last mix. I'm going to put it on high a bit, so I'm going to step away from it, just so you don't have to tolerate the noise. Oh yeah, my ring. Okay, that's good. And just for look, I'll give it a bit more of a whisk by hand. Let's make sure there's no lumps in there. We're almost done. I'm just going to put it in the oven in a moment, but we've also got to do the marbling too. Okay, there's a little lumps. There's a few of them there, but they should disappear when we start baking it. Let me move some crap over here. Now we're going to pour it inside of the bowl. Okay, got my laptop down there now, so trying to keep up with the comments and everything. What do I need to do with my life? Okay. Trying to get everything back in order. Brownie mix. God, that's heavy. You can go there. And just get my laptop again. My fancy 2015 Mac, which I got for free from someone. It's a big bottle of vanilla. Yeah, it's worthwhile if you're a frequent baker. It's 236 milliliters or 8 ounces. Yeah, it's definitely worthwhile getting. In fact, last Christmas, my mother-in-law got me like a half-liter bottle of vanilla extract, and I've already gone through the whole thing, so I ended up buying that. It was fairly cheap as well. It's economically, it's much better than buying those tiny bottles from the supermarkets. Kind of making that transformer sound. Oh yeah, that kind of thing. Salari influences people to eat bakery stuff. God damn right. Noise reduction activated. I wish. I should probably figure something out. I mean, I do have a mute button that I can push, but you know, I don't know what the better alternative is. Maybe there's certain microphones that would work with it. Anyway, actually, before I do that, I just realized. Birdie, thank you. You just made me remember I needed to include this. Where's my spoons? Ugh. Get another one. Okay. Tablespoon of vanilla extract. This is vanilla cheesecake. It's gotta be strong. There's a lot of vanilla in this whole thing. Tablespoon in the brownie itself, tablespoon in the extract, tablespoon in the cheesecake part, but it works wonders. Okay, that's good. All right, let me get a spatula. My partner keeps getting the small bottles, but I'm sure it's because he doesn't want to get the wrong kind, and that's fine. Plus, it's a little bit hard to find the large bottles in grocery stores, I've noticed. Generally, they just tend to have like that McCormick's tiny bottle of them, which, you know, if you're just someone that dabbles in baking every now and then, it's fine. But, you know, if you're doing something like this where you're throwing in tablespoons of vanilla, that stuff goes away quickly. All right, then let me pose this question to you all. If you were to bake something which right now you feel might be outside of your level of skill, what would you want to bake? Would you want to make, like, you know, some macarons, perhaps like a pavlova, some pastel de nata for the Brazilians out there, aka Karashu if you're still here. Pastel de nata is wonderful. I've made it twice, but it is a huge pain to make. It's Portuguese, yeah, but you know, it's popular in Brazil as well. Yeah, pastel de nata are like little cups of pastry with a cinnamon flavored custard on the inside. The pastry cups are the biggest pain to make because, like, you have to shape them in such a way where you have a perfect spiral at the bottom of it. So the whole base underneath is a spiral, and you have to do like some very delicate maneuvering with your thumb to shape it like that. And the timing can be a bit difficult too, but good lord if they aren't wonderful. See, when it comes to baking stuff and making stuff again, I'm kind of the mindset where it's like, how good were these versus how much effort did it take to make them? And with pastel de nata, they are incredible, but by that same merit, they also take so much time and effort to make. Souffle. Souffle is surprisingly easy. I've never made it, but I've looked up numerous recipes, and it actually doesn't seem that bad. It's one of those things that's got like a reputation for being super difficult to do, but it really doesn't seem that way. At least to me. Like, I'm speaking from my own perspective with, you know, some experience to them, but it doesn't seem that hard. And also with souffle, if you ever make it, eat it immediately after it comes out of the oven. Like, that is the way to eat souffle. Macarons are like a roulade cake thing, probably. Macarons are one of those things that, like, recently I've been trying to get really good at. Like, I've tried to, like, just get to the point where, like, I don't need to look at a recipe or anything like that. So, like, 140 grams of almond flour, 130 grams of powdered sugar, 100 grams of egg whites, a quarter teaspoon of cream of tartar, and vanilla extract. That is the biscuit part of the macaron. So I can at least say I got it memorized. The difficult stuff is actually, you know, making it. But macarons are worth trying to make. They're very, very, one of my favorites too. Banana cupcakes. You can make the banana cupcakes, those are super easy. Like banana cupcakes, banana bread, all that kind of stuff is really, really easy. Wheat bread, another pretty easy thing. 400 grams of wheat flour, 300 milliliters of water, 7 grams of yeast, 10 grams of salt, and about 40 milliliters of either olive or canola oil. Not to brag or anything. White bread, 400 grams of bread flour, 7 grams of yeast, 8 grams of salt, 25 grams of unsalted butter, and 250 milliliters of cool water. Red velvet cupcakes. Sumi, make those cupcakes. I want to see you making those cupcakes. I want to see you make them, and I want to see you post them in the Discord. I'm not kidding here. I genuinely love seeing people get involved in baking. You know, if I can encourage someone to get into it, if I can like have someone say that they like, you know, hey, I saw you bake and I figured I'd give it a go myself. So here's what I made. I love that so much. So if you ever want to give me a good day, then bake something. No pressure. But yeah, I really do love it. I love getting people involved with this kind of thing because it is a genuinely wonderful hobby. It can be a little bit stressful at times, but you know what? It's worth it at the end of the day. Even if you fail, even if it doesn't turn out quite right, you know, it's something. You tried something, and that's a really good thing. All right, so we've got all that prepared. Now we got to do the marbling. So I need some very hot water. Hot water. I'm gonna blast that whisk while I'm at it. Sorry for the noise once again. I'll shield this, see if that helps. Yep, that is dangerously hot. Put the ramekin. Alright, so we want a tablespoon. Okay. I moved too quickly there, and I may have spilled some scalding hot water on my toe. It's fine though. Alright, so let me switch to the overhead. Okay, so we're going to be putting this brownie mixture, half a cup. Let me move this. Look at how stiff it is. That can just stand on its end. So we're just going to scoop this into this bowl. Come on. Good texture. And then going to put a tablespoon or maybe a little bit more of red hot water into it just to dilute it. Okay, gonna let it. You know, I'm gonna put a touch more in there since we messed with the recipe a little bit. Okay, give that a moment to heat it up. Use use ripe banana. If you're making banana recipes, ripe bananas are the way to go, most definitely. I'll post them when I turn 70. Don't wait for your life to be over. He's got a library of recipes stored in his memory. That's, you know, that's what I try to do, just to have a handful of things that I can recall when I feel like it. Because, you know, like bread was the first one that I learned just because, you know, I've shared this story before, but I started making bread just because American bread is terrible. So I figured that if I want to have nice bread, I should make it myself. Because I'm not going to do something like go to Whole Foods to buy overpriced bread. Did that just squirt? Well, there's another sound clip right there. Stop squirting. Oh my god. Alright, be careful. Too much pressure. Yeah, this isn't as visually appealing as one might think it would be, but we're just going to make this into a very smooth batter. As I said, this is going to be our marbling. I did cook/fry a mean chicken katsu yesterday. Ah, chicken katsu is great. I really like it. Sorry. Yeah, we got some panko the other day actually, and I've cooked a few things with that. I love the texture of panko. But everyone else, feel free to share your bakery/dishes on Discord. Yeah, if you have anything, I would love to see it. Post it in the Foodies channel on the Discord. In fact, if anyone is able to, do you fancy posting the link to the Discord in the chat? Would you be able to? Dawson's Creek indeed. Feel old now. Baking's #1 skill is patience. Absolutely. Patience, and don't lose your nerve. You know, if one thing goes wrong, take it easy. Don't panic. Just continue with the course. And, you know, you can always look up online to see what you can do if you need to make adjustments or anything. You know, like with this, like I said, I put in a lot more chocolate chips in the mixture than was asked for in the recipe, just because, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of not on me this one, because it didn't say exactly how much you should reserve to put in the chocolate chips, but it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so this is what we get. And like I said, that's just the brownie mixture with some hot water to dilute it. So what we're going to be doing is fairly simple. We're going to be taking tablespoons of this mixture and plopping it around the top of this. We don't have to do it in any particular order or anything, but this is where you can get a little bit creative. I'm going to lick this whisk while no one's looking. Nobody knows any better. Alright, I've been doing a terrible job keeping things clean as I'm going. Okay. Is the raid still here? Good question. Is anyone from Star's raid still here? If not, I understand it. I know how raids go and don't go sometimes. But yeah, so with this one, what we're going to do, like I said, we're just going to take some tablespoons of this mixture right here and just put it around randomly. I mean, I am. Well, thank you very much for sticking around. That's really, really kind of you. And I hope that you've been enjoying yourselves. Let's see. I'm going to overdo it. Okay. We'll start in the... Oh, wait. Put the overhead on. Plop that in. Oh yeah, if you need me to move anything, just say and I'll oblige. Doing it in the corner. This will make sense in a moment. Yeah, the goal with this one isn't necessarily to be too uniform. Pardon my silence. Spread that out a little bit, like a comet. I enjoy the chill baking streams, very soothing vibes. Well, I'm glad to have you here, Slyfox. It's always nice to have you. Whether you lurk or participate, it's always a pleasure. Same with anyone. Your voice is calming. I've been told that quite a bit, and I don't hear it myself, but I do appreciate hearing it from people. I try not to do the whole over-the-top YouTube streamer thing. I was like, hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm playing Fortnite. You subscribe, you can get a $50 Amazon gift card. I used it already, but you know, it's from me, so it should count for something, right? Anyway, here's some reaction content. Might not have to use this whole thing because it is becoming a bit crowded. Do a little bit there as well. Star has said your voice is calming too. Well, she never compliments me when we talk directly. But I appreciate that. Star, if you're still around, thank you very much. I actually have been driven from North Carolina to New Jersey and it makes for a long drive too. Oh, sorry, you were responding to someone else. Yeah, I hate long car travel, I really do. This is a great time to tell you to mix that subscribe button and bake that like button. Terrible. But thank you, Jay. Yes, you have yet to subscribe and all that business. I have videos on this channel too. Primarily, this is my first stream. But yeah, if you feel like it, I've got some stuff on here you might like. I have relatives living in North Carolina. What's it like there? It's alright. As Carolinas go, it's the better one. But you know, we've got like a decent amount of places to eat, got a good amount of culture and, you know, museums and whatnot. Not the most cosmopolitan of places, but it's a nice visit. Alright, so this is how we do the marbling. We get a skewer. We get a skewer, and it's really simple. We just poke it into the plops and drag it around. And you can be as creative as you want to. It might look terrible at first, but as it goes along, you can create a nice marbling effect. And, you know, alternate in directions. You can go back and forth through the plops. Might have needed to dilute these down a little bit more, but it should be all right. Just wipe these every now and then. What time is it? 4:42? Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to, because it's not super deep, this cheesecake thing. This cheesecake layer, so I keep scraping the bottom of it. I like mixing it around a little bit just so I can incorporate the cheesecake itself into the swirls. It looks a lot better when it's baked as well, by the way. Utopia. Ooh. Excuse me for being quiet, just trying to concentrate a little bit. To adjoin those lines to each other. You know, if you wanted to be a little bit cheeky, you could even put some rude shapes in there as well. But you know, we're not going to do that today because we're all very mature here. I definitely haven't been referring to these as plops the whole time. Let me wipe that a bit. Food zen, indeed. This is where it gets enjoyable baking, I think. The times where you get to play things by your own rules and mess around with designs and whatever your heart tells you to do. Run it through. Well, again, it's good as well, like, rather than doing it directly downwards like that, it's good if you angle it as you move it. So make it a smooth movement. You don't want to dip it in too deep or anything. Another out of context statement, thank you. And, you know, we need to fill up these areas here. How's it looking so far? Does it look good? Does it look like a bit of a mess? I'm moving this around. I don't want to put it, I don't want to spread it around too much, you know, you need some good white patches there for the contrast. I think that's okay. Well, tell you what, there's a bit of a blob there that needs breaking up a bit. Okay. How's that looking? I think I put too much of the brownie mix in there, just so, you know, a bit of a mess. But how is it? How does it look to you all? So let me switch to the phone view so you can see it a bit better. I know the overhead isn't the most ideal of angles, so 1 second. Let me just open up my app. Okay, yep, here it is. Got some nice texture to it. Maybe a little bit over here. What? Try and migrate it a little bit. Yes, for those of you who remember the Halloween disaster, we can already agree that this is a little better. Oh, Curie just joined. Hello? Don't lick it. No. No. And then skewer. No, okay. Do not consume, okay? I know your game. Alright, so it is oven time. So with this, we're going to put it in at 350 for 10 minutes and then lower it down to 325 and bake it for another 35 minutes. So we will have some time to kill to chat and whatnot. And yeah, let's put it in right now. God, that's heavy. Right, in you go. Oh, yeah, something's burnt in there. Oh, my eyes. Oh. Need to clean that oven. Okay. For those of you with Android phones, I apologize, but hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes. The other cat, yes, there she is. Let's give you the overhead. Curie, the diva. She just licked her lips. She loves licking her lips. I'm now leaving chat and actually working on work. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, Sarah Quick. Much appreciated. Hope to see you next time. And yeah, enjoy your work if that's possible. Too lazy to commit to bird app. Yeah, fuck that shit. I'm amazed how many people are still on Twitter, if I'm honest with you. Did you preheat the oven right? Yes, I did. It was preheated for a good amount of time, actually. I guess I'll commit to animating / drawing instead. How do I really nicely tell someone that I absolutely do not want to make new Facebook and Instagram accounts? I'm just direct with it. Like, I don't have a Facebook account myself, and that was well before I started doing YouTube, so it wasn't like a privacy thing. But yeah, I ended up. Excuse me, Curie. Excuse me, Curie. Excuse me, Curie. All right, I'll wash up. Yeah, when stuff like that. Oh, 1 second. Gotta leave myself. Love the stream. Bye, everyone. Thank you very much for stopping by, Remy. It was a pleasure to have you here. Hope to see you again next time I do this. And just so you know, I'll be doing this every week, 2 p.m. EDT. And, you know, I'll try and do baking streams fairly regularly. But on other days, I'll probably either just, like, have a bit of time chatting with people to fill my social need quota. Or, you know, might play a video game as well. Whatever that might be. If you have any video game suggestions that would be good on stream, feel free to post them in the Discord, in the ideas and feedback section. I'm always open to something which is like stream friendly. But yeah, all sorts of stuff. Maybe even some Jackbox or other party games. What was I saying before that? I was saying I was on a oh, Facebook, yeah. Yeah, I ended up leaving Facebook a good while ago, and I've not regretted it. And I've had friends say, like, you know, oh, I keep forgetting your birthday because you're not on there. I was like, you have a calendar, like you have like Google Calendar or the millions of other calendar apps available out there. Just use that. Or put a notification on your phone if it's that important for you to remember it. And I won't lie, the most inconvenient part of not being on Facebook anymore is the fact that I don't get birthday reminders, so I've had to go out of my way to ask people for their birthdays so I can remember it. But, you know, when it comes to not being on there, like, I'll just be upfront with people and just say, like, it's bad for my mental health, which, you know, for many people, myself included, it is. Like, I left Twitter because, X? Because, yeah, it was like dumping all over my mental health. Like, if it wasn't people being toxic towards me, it was the feeling of not feeling valid enough in the eyes of others, you know. You create all of these means of engaging with people. You try to, like, come up with a joke, or you come up with, like, something smart and insightful to say, and you think, like, oh yeah, people are going to really like this one, they'll respond to it. And then just silence follows, you know, stuff like that. You know, yeah, it's a bit of an ego trip, that kind of thing, but it still, like, takes its toll. And same thing with creators as well. You know, if you, like, make a video or if you draw something that you're really proud of and you post on there and you think that people are going to really like this one, and then all of a sudden you get nothing. Stuff like that. It's an algorithm that's engineering a lack of self-esteem in creators and people that just suffer from mental health issues in general. So yeah, I mean, if you want to play the card of, like, why you're not on Facebook or anything anymore, yeah, just say I'm looking out for myself. It's too stressful. People were mean to you, but you're so nice. I know, right? Yeah, it's, you'd be amazed at, like, the kind of blowback you get for the stupidest things by making YouTube videos that aren't necessarily the you know, most flowery in tone. But I do try to be nice. I try to be sympathetic to everyone, like, even the people I disagree with ideologically. You know, because with any kind of thing, like, if you're trying to win people over, making fun of them or their intellect or, you know, putting them down or anything like that, that doesn't reach through to people. You know, if you, like, wanted to, like, reach through to someone that's, like, you know, an anti-vaxxer or something like that, you can't reach through to them by saying, like, you know, what, are you stupid? Like, how could you possibly believe that? Like, that doesn't work. So yeah, you try to be kind to people, try to be understanding, see where they're coming from. And you can do that without agreeing with them at the same time and knowing that where you're coming from is right. But still, people don't take it very well sometimes. And even the people who are supposedly on your side can have some pretty severe disagreements with you. And yeah, plus I post pictures of my cats, so that automatically makes me a good person. Play Remembrance is a game about trauma and memories of the past. I've not heard about that before. I've considered playing Goodbye Volcano High, because a lot of people in my Discord sing its praises. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's like a visual novel kind of thing. But yeah. Remembrance. Okay. I only have Facebook for my family in case of emergency and so that nobody commits identity theft. My Facebook, I still have Facebook Messenger active, and that's just because I need to stay in touch with my family in the UK and they don't know how to use anything else, so there's no point in trying to get them on anything else. But yeah, that has been like very useful in maintaining that level of communication with them, so I'll give them that. And I also met my wife through Facebook as well, you know, back when I was on it, so I can't completely dismiss it, I guess. It had its use at some point in my life. Am I going to eat this spoon of batter? Maybe not the whole thing. I'm gonna, yeah. Would you like some batter, dear? It's incredible. God, you know what I'm having for breakfast? Yeah, I'm gonna eat a bit more. I have, you know, no shame. Too good. Remembrance is an RPG Maker game. Okay, it's on Steam, I assume, right? Sorry about that. Voice is getting dry. I know how it felt to not feel seen on DeviantArt. Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, one sec, I'm gonna mute. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it feels awful. You know, even on YouTube as well. My last video did terribly on there, and that's because like I took a bit of a longer break than usual between my videos. And not only that, like the like unless your channel's like pretty successful, views between like January and like the beginning / middle of spring are pretty damn bad. So it's always like a crap shot as to how well it's going to do. But I just wanted to take the time off because I had like some serious family issues going on and I wanted to be able to address those too. But YouTube being YouTube is not exactly understanding about the difficulties of life that come along in the way. That alarm is about to go off in one. There we go. Stop! That'll be difficult. Stop! Oh my god. Jesus. Alright, now we're gonna lower it to 325 for 35 minutes. Alright. I'm sorry to your assistants again. Hey Google, set a time of 35 minutes. We're on the home stretch. What should have taken an hour took like 3 hours. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be lazy and put this inside the dishwasher. I'll rinse this spoon first. But yeah, it's yeah, social media. It's just terrible, no matter which way you look at it. I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of people that live pretty enriching lives and get the validation that they need on these places. And you know, there's lots of people out there that just use it just to stay in touch with people or look at memes or whatever it might be that just makes their life better. But, you know, if you're a creative and it's part of your method of networking, God, can it take its toll. Yeah, I said another time. I mainly use Messenger for chatting with people in real life. Yeah, me too. That, you know, when I was on Facebook, when it came to people I would speak to, my wife was like one of the rare occasions where I added someone who I didn't know. She was just like friends of friends. Oh, there goes my light. Well, the battery would have lasted longer than that. But yeah, I mean, that worked out. I guess there's a lesson to be learned there about putting yourself out there. I'm gonna get those lights powered again in a moment. Just bear with me, please. Okay. Alright, tell you what, while we're waiting, I'm gonna go on another very quick break just to get the lights set up and visit the bathroom. But yeah, wait one sec. I'm trying to clear out all this batter so I'm not tempted to eat it. But who knows, maybe when I'm on a break, I'll pay a visit to the trash while you're all not looking. I shan't. I've not sunk that low yet. Yeah, it is very dark, sorry about that. Let me just get a power, because it was running off battery. And I figured it would have lasted long enough, but clearly not. So I'll get a direct power supply for it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go on a quick break. And yeah, I'm gonna run some ads in the meantime. Sorry about that. Gotta keep the lights on. Yeah, be right back. Okay, I am back. Brownies are still in the oven, so let's kill some time and finally pay full attention to chat now. Let's see. Excuse me. Oh yeah, we have light as well. Yeah. I had 2 battery packs inside that and it still wasn't enough, surprisingly. Maybe I need to get larger ones. I just saw a squirrel on the bird feeder outside, going after me nuts. What are your guys' favorite fruits? Watermelon, that's a good fruit. I like watermelon. I like a honeydew. Honeydew melon is really nice. Watermelon. Plums are really nice when you catch them at the right time. There's fewer things more disappointing than when you bite into a plum, expecting it to be good and ready, and it's just like overly tart, the texture's wrong, but if you get it when it's like soft and sweet, oof, wonderful. Same with nectarines as well. Mangoes, wonderful, top tier fruit. One day we shall do a fruit tier list on the stream. Would anyone want that? I don't know, probably not. People love tier lists. Mangoes are great. Mango juice. In the UK, they do a drink called Rubicon mango drink. They also do a carbonated flavor too. And it's so nice. I wish that I could get that here. You can get like mango juice here, but it's really expensive. But yeah, Rubicon, nice and cheap. So good. If you ever see Rubicon mango juice, snap that up. You will not regret it. Peaches are a good one. Strawberries, I'm a little bit lukewarm on. Like, you gotta find the right strawberries. But like if they're too tart, I find myself having to like dip them in some sugar, just to, like offset that tartness, the sourness to them. But you know, if you find the right ones, it works out well. Raspberries are good. Raspberry jam, love raspberry jam, and blackberry jam, yeah. I'm more of a cantaloupe girl. Cantaloupe? Not sure about that. Once again, it's one of those things where you have to find like the right one, I guess. Because, yeah, sometimes that can be too bitter as well. And yeah, honeydew as well, like Birdie says, like that can be a bit hit or miss as well. Bananas and grapes. I love grapes. Bananas has always been one of those things which I just can't get my head around. I like banana flavored things, but bananas themselves, texture, And when I think of bananas, like I always think of like kids eating bananas. And that sounds weird out of context, but like when, like I helped raise my nephew, and whenever he was given a banana, he would always get like way too mushy with it. Like he just like, you know, just, I don't even want to explain it, but it would always like look like this horrible brown texture. And yeah, it put me off. Should do a food tier list. Perhaps, yeah, if you have any suggestions for foods, I will do a tier list. Create some more engagement and all that junk. I just can't if durian's straight from the fruit, but durian pancake is the next level. I have never heard of that, but I would give that a shot. I also really want Salari to do a spicy chicken / ramen challenge. What is that? Is that literally just eating spicy chicken like the hot wings people? Because I'll tell you this, I don't do well with really spicy foods. It's, yeah, for me it's like the right amount of spice. I'm not against spice, you know. I'm white, but I'm not that white. My dad's genes gave me my dad's Iranian genes gave me a good amount of tolerance for spice. But I am also of the mindset of like, if there seems to be like an excessive amount of spice there, it kind of, I don't know, becomes a bit too distracting from the flavor. Plus, the next day when you end up visiting the toilet, it is not a fun time if you catch my drift. One sec. Oh, they sell Rubicon up here. I like the black currant flavor, I think. Black currant is great, yes. Black currant's very popular in the UK. It's very hard to get a hold of in the US. In fact, up until recently, they were illegal to produce in the US due to like some nonsense flora and fauna law. But yeah, they're somewhat readily available now. But like Robinson's blackcurrant juice, apple and blackcurrant, so good. I used to survive off that stuff in the UK. Now we have this, which is nowhere near as good because it's not real juice. But yeah, if you do have Rubicon, get the mango juice. It's really damn good. Get it nice and cold as well. I love mangoes. One of my favorite beers is Mango Sour by Doug's called Mango Mango Mango. Is that a reference to something, or is it just referring to the abundance of mango they use? I just get mango juice at school in the packs. Forgot what the tin-like material is called. What brand of mango juice is that? It's not the Rubicon, is it? Yeah, the not poorly tasting cantaloupe. Yeah, it's hit or miss. Certain fruits like that. You always gotta wait for the perfect time for them. But, are you streaming on Twitch too? No, I'm just streaming on here right now. I was gonna set up a restream thing to do it on both, but I didn't have time to set it up. I might do next week, but I'm trying to move people over here as quickly as possible, since, you know, we've done way better here views-wise than I did on there. Which is understandable, you know, since my bread and butter is YouTube. But yeah, I'll see. I'll think about it. But if you're looking for a good fruit, I think I've spoke about this before, but if you like apples, try Cosmic Crisp apples. They're actually a fairly new breed, and people have been trying to find trying to like genetically engineer the perfect apple for, I think it was like 20 years they've been working on this apple. But they finally made it, and they finally released it a couple of years back. It's like a mixture of a honeydew, Fuji, a golden delicious, like all different kinds of things. But it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like candy apple in a way. It's like the kind of thing that you would expect an apple to taste like in like a cartoon or something. But they're huge, and in fact I have one on me. Yeah. Yeah, I got this the other day. Yeah, look, they're absolutely huge. Nice and red. There's a wonderful texture inside of it. It's got the right balance of sweetness, of tartness inside of it. They are fantastic. They are the perfect apple, absolutely. So Cosmic Crisp, if you ever want to find them. They're pretty cheap too. Like you can get honeydew that's just perfect, and then there's the ones that are just mealy and flavorless. Yeah, that's true. That's it. It's all about timing with these kinds of fruits, and disappointment when the timing is off. Still love bananas, just plain fresh off the peel. Yeah, my wife really likes bananas. And of course, excellent for potassium too. Eating spicy stuff till you cry. Yeah, I've never been that inclined for it. A lot of like men in the UK and even in the US really like having sort of contests for who can eat the spiciest stuff, and I've never really understood it, just because it seems just like pain endurance more than anything else. It doesn't seem enjoyable. The weird masculinity thing, I guess. Oh, I have an Iranian food story you'll probably enjoy. Do tell. Oh, there. So years ago, I went on a date with a Persian a date to a Persian restaurant, and the meal came with just like half a raw onion. Yeah, that's the thing. No one told me that you were supposed to do it, what you were supposed to do with it. So I just took a bit straight out of it and immediately got a nosebleed. Oh my god. Yeah, my dad would do that every now and then, and I think he would just like dip it into stuff, if I remember right. I can't say I've ever tried it myself because raw onion, another texture thing. I don't like raw onion, but yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, that wouldn't be too pleasant, I imagine. Jungle juice, like Zesto, I think it's just in the Philippines. Jungle juice. Interesting. Let me look. Oh, like the pouches. They're like a Capri Sun. I do love a Capri Sun. Those are great, yeah. Those are fun. I'd show it on the screen, but unfortunately I'm not at my computer right now, so I can't do that. Spicy stuff makes my gut miserable. Yeah, I'm also partly reluctant to eat spicy stuff just because I used to have gallstones and I had it really bad. And whenever I would eat spicy stuff, it would trigger bouts of pain. The correct term for it is cholecystitis. And it would basically mean that the gallbladder would end up being blocked by a stone, like it would get an obstruction. And that would cause it to inflate, and that causes intense pressure inside the abdomen. And it could last ages as well, like it could last 3-4 hours. Sometimes it even lasted like 12 to 15 hours, something like that. It's awful, truly awful. But I, figured out over time that there were triggers for it. And one of those was spicy foods. There was also foods with too much fat. And there was also carbonated beverages, and anything like too acidic, really. So like orange juice. Orange juice was completely off the table. So the annoying thing about it, and I'll try and keep this succinct, but my doctor essentially misdiagnosed me for almost 10 years because I got gallstones very young. And you can get gallstones at any point in your life, and you don't have to be particularly unhealthy to get gallstones. But yeah, I got it, and my doctor misdiagnosed me as having a hiatal hernia, which is where the diaphragm of the stomach slips up into the esophagus. And they have similar symptoms. But yeah, one night I ended up having to go to the emergency room because I had such a bad bout of it. The pain wasn't going away. Eventually, the emergency doctor came right up to me, felt around my guts. Within like 5 minutes, he guessed that I had gallstones, and he was correct. Yet my doctor, whom I'd been seeing since I was a child, just didn't guess it. They didn't even send me to get a gastroscopy. They didn't send me to get an ultrasound. They did blood work, but that was about it. So I lived with that for like almost 10 years, and eventually got my gallbladder taken out. But God, like all that time that I could have spent not in pain. And also, this is a little bit gross, so close your ears. I'll put my hand up to tell you when I'm done. It's not that bad though. But when the surgeon was taking it out of my abdomen, apparently the gallbladder just fell apart and all the stones just came out into my abdomen. And I had to spend 3 or 4 hours plucking each one out. Surgeon told me that if I ever, with the state of my gallbladder, if I ever received like a blow to the abdomen, like right here, it probably would have killed me. It was that bad. It was that in tatters. So yeah, not too pleased with that doctor. Terrible doctor. But you know what? He's dead now, so it's fine. That's really mean. Sure you weren't supposed to take that big of a bite out of it, like maybe nibble with the chicken skewer things. Yeah. What was it, like half of a onion that they gave you? You didn't like straight into it, did you? Today was a guy who I mentioned before who has almost the same name as you, and he was also a jackass. Made fun of him. Made fun of me for bleeding. Wow, that is profoundly shitty to make fun of someone for. I'm almost embarrassed to share a similar name with him. Part of the bright green bath club now. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I had that with my childhood dentist, absolutely ruined my teeth instead of keeping it healthy. Left with a fear of dentist. Looked for another one as soon as I moved here as an adult. Boy, do I have a story about my dentist. I think, did I ever share it on stream before? Do you remember? I may have, yeah. It's something you don't really forget. Yeah, my dentist. Whew. What a character, to put it very gently. I've shared it, yeah, I figured I had. Yeah, okay, so for those of you who haven't heard it, I'll make it very, very quick. My childhood dentist, he was terrible. He ended up being investigated at one point because it turned out that he didn't wear gloves to do dentistry, complaining that he has a latex allergy, even though there are alternatives to latex. But worst of all, you know that little sink at the side which you rinse and spit into? Yeah, it turns out that he had a habit of pissing in that sink in front of the dental assistant as well. He no longer does dentistry. He might have been a drunk. I absolutely bit straight into the onion like an apple. Ooh. Yeah, I think that would have made my nose bleed too. And cry for a week. Heck of bamboozling. That's putting it lightly, yeah. But yeah, quite the character, that one. Let me put some shit away. Got stuff on me. What a disgusting dentist. Yeah, it was a shocker, to say the least. Because like I said, I've seen that guy since it was my first dentist, and I saw him until like my teenage years. And he clearly didn't do his job as well, because, you know, every single time I went to go see him, my dentist was like, oh, you're fine, you don't need any fillings. As soon as that happens, and he ends up losing his license, I go to a new dentist, and right away they were just like, oh, yeah, you need like 5 fillings. How have these not been seen to? And I was like, well, funny story. But yeah. You know, and that's not to, you know, speak ill of the people that work in the medical field. You know, there's a lot of people out there that do extraordinary work. And they deserve all the praise imaginable. But, you know, there are people out there that unfortunately give the fields bad reputations. And there are people out there that apparently enjoy pissing into tiny sinks. Alright, so let me organize some stuff. How long do we have? 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay. Alright, so yeah, let me do tidying in the meantime. Ooh. Save my scrunchy bottle for a future occasion. Make sure that the brown sugar is actually sealed this time, so I don't blast myself in the face with it. Curie's got the fluffy ball. You want this? There she goes. What'd she do? Oh, she nearly pulled down all the wires. Tell you what, once I'm done cleaning up, I shall film Curie for a little bit, being adorable. Is that clean? Yeah, that's clean. Is it? I don't know. Also, just so you know, once the brownies are done, I won't be able to slice them up right away. I can show you the finished product, but I won't be able to slice them up because they've got a set and everything. So yeah, what I will do is if you want to join the Discord, or if you want to follow me on Blue Sky, I will post the results on there as well. I think my wife is about to post the Discord link. It'll be nice having some real people join the Discord because we've had so many bots joining recently. I think that's been happening in a lot of servers recently. There's just been like a big influx of bots joining. One of them the other day joined and they just like, in every single channel, they posted a like tsunami of porn links. Oh, here we got the ball in the box. It was a tornado, yes. Let me get some quick footage of Curie here. Being adorbs. Hey, look, ball. Look. Beep. Go on. You can jump in. Yuri. Jump in the dang box. Look. There we go. Hey, there we go. Did you get it? Yes, she got it. All right. Don't lose it under there. Oh. My knees. Hello. Oh my god, I nearly fell. Hello. 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 I can't even see the chat right now, so I'm assuming it's just a bunch of people going, oh. There we go. You lie down. Yeah. On the belly rub. No. You want this? Now this is content. There you go. Okay. I need to get up because my knees. Okay. Whew. There we go. That makes some good time to fill the silence of waiting. Just let me put some more stuff away. So, the eternal debate, which is better, cats or dogs? I'll be honest with you, even as a double cat owner, I prefer dogs. Don't listen to me. I don't know, dogs are so wonderfully loyal, you know, they are attentive, they are emotionally in touch with their owners. One of the few creatures on this planet that love other people more than themselves. Even like people who say that they don't like dogs, like when eventually they own a dog, they end up like, I don't know, a few weeks later after getting a dog, they'll just be like, I would die for this thing. And that's true. Excuse me. Okay, so just as a heads up, once these brownies are out, I'll show you the final results, and then I'll put an end to the first YouTube stream, which, I'll be honest with you, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. I really did worry that it was going to be like a disaster and no one would turn up. And, you know, even though the viewing figures haven't been immense, it's been something I've been happy with. Since on Twitch, you know, we had some recurring wonderful viewers, like for example, Sumi, Dio, Birdie, you know, nice little group that came along there. And it was wonderful. But it's nice being able to expand that field a bit and get more people involved. And being honest with you, like I just really like streaming. I like being able to have this level of interaction with people. I like being able to have fun with them and, you know, learn about people as well. So yes, I will continue to do this on YouTube, and I hope you will join me once again. What am I doing? What do I need to win? Bowls. Okay. How long? 1 minute, 17 seconds. Alright. I need a wire rack. Ah, the dirty bowl. Put the weighing scale away. What was that? Oh, what are you up to? Curie's in the house, bringing her special brand of chaos, and now she's licking that dirty bowl. Oh yeah, you can see her. Yeah. Hi, Curie. This is very unhygienic. Then again, what do you know about hygiene? You lick your own butthole. Oh, there we go. All right, let's bring this out. Here's for the magic moment. Ugh. Steam. Alright. It's good, I believe. Alright. Rose a bit more than usual, but it should be fine once it flattens out, once it cools down. Alright, let me get a good shot of this. One moment. Set up the phone camera again. Okay, and here we go. It's got some nice marbling there. It looks much better than it did when it was raw. And yeah, just let me demonstrate. It wobbles a little bit, but that'll firm up once it's been in the fridge. So yeah, you want to put this in the fridge, preferably overnight for about 12 hours, just so, you know, you get the cream cheese, you get the cheesecake texture on the top of it. But yeah, underneath you got your brownie, and on top you got your cheesecake. It is a success compared to the last time where I made cheesecake brownies, and thank God, because if this was my first time baking on YouTube and it turned out horribly, I would be profoundly embarrassed. But yeah, if you want to try making this yourself, and I highly encourage you to do so, because baking is wonderful, I will post the recipe in the foodie channel of the Discord. Or if you want to look it up yourself, just search for cheesecake brownies on Preppy Kitchen. Like I said, all of his recipes are fantastic. 1 second, be right back. Watch out, cat. God, this is not a good setup. They all keep walking over the wire that's connecting my PC to all the stuff on the kitchen stuff. And yeah, it's not elegant as setups go. 1 moment. I'm gonna pause the music for a second. Okay. Curie still visible? Yes, she is. She's eating a bowl of cream cheese. Not a whole bowl, that would be terrible. Do not touch that. Curie, no. Stay away. I'm gonna have to take you down. Come on. Can't risk this. There we go. Hey, bye, everyone. Okay. Little tubster. I'll get over how gorgeous Curie she is. She is very soft, yeah. Especially after she gets a nice brushing. She's luxuriously soft. She could probably be like a model cat just because she's so calm. Like if you want to sit in place for a photograph, she'll sit there. Take her to the vet, no problem. You know, she'll do whatever. Put a thermometer wherever. Doesn't mean a big deal to her. I don't know, starting to wonder if she's into it. But yes, that is our cheesecake brownies. What do you folks think? And now that you've seen it being made, would you want to give it a try yourselves? And tell you what, I'll sweeten the pot a little bit. If you make cheesecake brownies, we'll do like a little bit of a, you know, secret streamer viewer contest. If you make these brownies and, you know, we might have like a bit of a challenge. Who can make the best looking brownies? If you want to make them, I'll give you a free month of Discord Nitro. How does that sound? I know Discord Nitro isn't the best of awards or anything like that. It's kind of the, you know, go-to when it comes to offering people rewards. But if you want to participate, if you don't, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, it would be nice to see what other people make. Yeah, I will show you the final result once it has cooled down and everything. I'll post photos and all that other stuff. But yeah, I would if I weren't already swamped with work. Understandable, yeah. Like I said, I'm just pitching it out there. It's fine if no one follows through with it. I get it. But you know, if you want to make anything else, if you want to bake something you've had ambitions on, then I would love to see it as well. But yeah, what time? 5:38. Oh God. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish up now. But first, let's have a special moment. Folks, thank you very much for joining me today. This has been a very anxiety-inducing experience trying to switch to another platform, and I won't lie that I was feeling a little bit shaky about moving somewhere else. I worried that my ego might take a hit if it turned out that the turnout wasn't fantastic. But here we are, and I'm happy with how things turned out. I will be repeating the stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. If I do any other extra ones, I will let you know about that too, or if I need to change the time. But thank you once again for turning out. I've had a lot of fun here today, and I hope that you have too. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, go and bake something, have some fun, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.